Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering YouTube questions. If this is your first time here, on the replay, I do want to let you know we put timestamps down into the video description so you can quickly find what you need. If it's your first time here as a viewer, then in that case, I want to let you know that we do have a form down in the description where you can put your questions, and we will answer them during the stream today. And when I say we, I do mean myself and my brother from the same mother, D. D, what's happening?
How was your week?
Great, man. How's your week?
Fantastic week. Do we have any good YouTube news? Do we have
YouTube views?
Do we have any good YouTube news? We got any good YouTube news? Hope you had a great week.
We didn't do like all that before the
we usually have like this session before we go live to kind of get our tongues and our jaws and our jowls working in the correct manner. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Yeah, we do have some YouTube news, so we'll go ahead and get into that.
Tom says send new tubes.
Yes, so it looks like one person saying that there is an echo. So I have all my stuff muted, so that might be on something else if it's happening. Not sure, but we have. Oh, never mind, they deleted it. So in terms of YouTube news, we do have a few things to mention. So the very first is that YouTube is creating or launching templates inside of their YouTube Create app. The YouTube Create app is currently only available for Android devices. That's lame. I got to say that, right? It's only available for Android devices. But you can find them on the homepage of the app if you do have an Android device and if you do have that installed. In addition to that, Viewer Hype for free is coming to 17 additional markets. If viewers hype your videos, it helps your channel get discovered by other audiences, which I think is pretty cool. And as a part of Hype, they are launching Hype leaderboards that are going to help channels get more attention. So basically, if you are hyping, if you have a lot of viewers that are hyping your stuff, especially they seem to be putting an emphasis on smaller channels with this. So if you have a lot of people hyping your stuff, it's going to give you the opportunity to show up in places on YouTube that might bring additional attention to your YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. And also AI generated summaries are also expanding. They use generative AI to get a glimpse of what's in the video. You've probably seen this, on YouTube already, depending on where you're viewing from. But basically, it's like a little blurb that they put under there that summarizes what's going on in the video to give people additional context, because the title probably wasn't enough. The description that you added to the video probably wasn't enough. And it's just another place where they can add some AI, I think, as part of that. So that's it for the actual YouTube news. But moving on.
Before you go any further, can you explain to me and the people who don't stay on top of this ridiculous stuff that they're adding, what is this whole hype thing about?
So it's basically, it's a way for your viewers to be able to promote your videos. So basically they hit a button.
Like a share button?
Right. So they have a hype button, and then they also have like a paid hype as well. And when people are interacting with that, it basically gives your video some type of juice of some kind. And the thing that they're working on right now, it'll put your video onto a certain page of YouTube with leaderboards and things like that. So it helps your video get a little bit more exposure if you have a lot of people giving you hype on your video. So
they have like a score?
Essentially. Yeah.
So it's an engagement score. It's an...
Of sorts. Yeah. And you're also competing with everybody else that is getting hyped. I'm not sure if it's broken down by niche or if it's just videos in general. I'm really not sure. But I think that it's, and Tom says here that it's similar to the voting system, that Reddit has. It's just a way to, for viewers to be like, hey, I like this a little bit more than a like.
Isn't that what a like?
Right. Yeah. It's weird.
It seems like something, if they're actually attaching any sort of a measurable metric to that, that could help put your video out there. It seems like that could easily be gamed.
Right.
Very easily be gamed.
And we have, let's see here, Rapid Hammer said here, so it's a pay to play. Ouch. I wouldn't mess with that. So so they do have the paid hypes, but they're also rolling out hypes for free also, which was the thing that that's currently getting rolled out to 17 additional markets. So then that way, people can pay. But yeah, I think it is a little bit, it's a little bit weird. So in my opinion, it's just, hey, let's add to the bottom line. And some people will pay because they like creators. So some people are going to hit that button and they're going to pay a little bit of money to try to get their favorite creator a little bit more attention.
So let's just call this what it is here for a second.
Yep.
They've changed.
It's not a bribe.
It's not a bribe.
Yeah.
They changed the view count of shorts. So now impressions are the count for views.
Right.
For shorts.
Yes.
So now you don't even know the true view count
unless you dig into your
analytics. Unless you dig into your analytics. So people who are new, they don't. Oh, I'm getting all these views.
Right.
You're not. You're getting impressions.
Yes.
And now they're doing a hype thing for free or for paid so they can make money.
Yep. Make money under the guise of, helping content creators out. Yeah.
Instead of focusing on ways to help people understand that they just need to make better videos.
Right. And instead of adding a tagging feature to mobile.
Right. But just think about it. I mean, nothing is going to advance your video better than making a video that people want to watch, right?
Yeah.
People are interested in the topic. People want to watch it. And they watch it longer than they watch other videos.
100%.
And maybe they go on to watch other videos.
Right.
Nothing is going to trump that.
Right.
So when I see them changing the metrics and try to hide this and we're going to change this impressions for views and you can pay to hype this or you can do the free hype.
Feelings and money.
Right. I think this, to me, my opinion is.
My opinion as well.
It feels.
I'm supporting what you're picking up.
Yeah, and I know Tom Nash is going to agree with me on this one. It feels like they're not being. Let
it out, man. Let it out.
It feels it feels disingenuous.
Yeah, it does.
It feels like they're trying to coddle people along without helping people understand what they really need to do.
Yeah.
While trying to make some money and make people feel good at the same time.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, they're doing this as, newer
I know
content,
Tom agrees with me.
As newer content creators are coming in the platform, a lot of those are younger people. A lot of those younger people have been coddled their entire lives.
This is true.
Right? These are the people that basically they're absorbing the people that were given participation trophies for showing up. Right?
Listen,
so I think part of it is
live stream conversation.
I know, but I'm just saying. I think it's just kind of part of that whole whole thing.
Listen. If you are new to YouTube or you're struggling on YouTube, you're struggling to build momentum. Hear me out. There are no shortcuts.
Yeah.
There are no hype cuts.
100%.
There's nothing you can pay to fix it.
Yep.
Nothing is going to beat you learning how to make content that people are interested in.
Yes.
Getting them to click, getting them interested in your idea, getting them to watch as much of your video as possible.
Yes.
If you want to know what YouTube is all about and how you can succeed on YouTube, that's what you have to do.
Yep.
Forget subscribers. Subscribers are dead.
Yep.
In 2025. They're gone.
Yep.
They need to get rid of the subscriber count.
So here's something interesting. So they're testing a layout for some channels that are doing like episodic content.
Okay.
And they're calling the layout shows. And on shows, you don't see a subscriber count.
They're going to get rid of
It's coming.
They're going to get rid of the subscriber count.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, we'll see.
But listen.
But yeah, it's the fact that it's showing up that way, but they're doing that to make it more catered towards like a Netflix style, vibe is what they're going for.
I can't stress this enough. I know a lot of you are regulars here, and you know this. You understand what we're saying. But if you were new, if you're struggling, if you're trying to figure out why you're not growing, and you're thinking about, I wonder if I could just find this way or buy this thing or group up with these people and share. Listen, there's no shortcuts.
Yep.
There's no shortcuts. You either make videos people are going to be interested in and they're going to watch, or you don't. Or you don't.
Yep.
And luckily, it's a skill you can learn, but it takes a lot of practice. There are no shortcuts.
Yep.
And if anybody's trying
to keep making right decisions,
if anyone is trying to sell you a shortcut, they're taking your money.
Yeah.
If somebody is giving you some step-by-step process that's going to lead to a shortcut, it's not going to work out.
Yep.
And if it works out temporarily, it's not going to be sustainable.
Yep.
There are no shortcuts.
Yep. And that even includes using.
Can we get 100% in the chat?
That even includes.
Can you just give me an amen or 100%?
The
or
promotions.
Hallelujah, however you want to.
That even includes the promotions feature as well.
Yeah,
so they also added the promotions feature
Yeah.
that gives this false sense of, well, hey, if I just promote my videos, this will help me grow my channel faster, so I can shortcut all of that.
Right.
But the common experience is you use the promote feature, and then you get this attention to your videos, and you're like, sweet, I'm doing the thing, and then you stop paying, and then next thing you know, everything dries up because you haven't learned the foundational things that Dee's talking about learning how to make good decisions, about the topics, about making, good packaging when it comes to your thumbnails and titles, about making videos that people, truly enjoy.
Yep. Andrew Can's in the house. Andrew knows
Andrew,
what's up,
man? Hope you're doing great.
Yeah, I just have a problem with this as someone who dabbles in YouTube education. You're probably more irritated with it than I am. But I just think YouTube is doing everyone a disservice who's new, trying to figure this out, trying to sell them shortcuts or give them ways that they think they can game the system when you can't.
Yep. And falsely trying to make them feel better when really you need to work.
Yeah.
Like you need to like learn how to do this stuff. And when they like inflate view counts and things like that, it's just inauthentic, I think. Yeah.
Yep. And no, this is you kids got. Well, of course, kids are always not welcome on my lawn. That's a given. That's 24/7, 365 days.
Oh, that's funny.
Kids are not welcome on my lawn, ever. But that's not what this is. This is just trying to course correct what is going on with YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's hard because
and just express the expectation that you need to have when you come onto the platform. Yeah.
YouTube, the platform that we are uploading to, are creating features that are leading people astray. Let that simmer on that for a minute. The platform that you're trying to succeed in is creating features that are leading people in the wrong direction.
Way to inspire everybody as we get started here, D.
No, that is inspiration.
I know.
That should inspire you. Make better videos. You want to succeed? Make better videos. Come up with better ideas, better topics. You can do it.
And we're going to help you learn how to do that today during this live stream. So if you do have any questions about anything it is that you're doing.
One of us here is not a sellout, is all I'm trying to say.
And that's me. So if you do have any questions about what it is that you're doing, make sure that you put them down into the form that's in the video description right now. We'll get them answered on the stream for you here today. But to continue on with the stream news, with the stream news.
Man. That was important.
So we also have, just as a quick reminder, so Vid Summit is a little bit, it's right about a month away right now. So if you do not have tickets yet for Vid Summit is the conference for YouTube content creators. You can find out more information on that by going to vidsummit.com. It's happening in Dallas, Texas in the beginning of October. And it is definitely someplace that you want to be if you are a content creator that's taking this stuff seriously. And I'm going to put a link right here to vidsummit.com as well. Chantel's already got it. So make sure that you check out Vid Summit there. And in addition to that, TubeSpanner, that you guys hear me talk a lot about here on this stream, TubeSpanner is having a 30% off sale because of Labor Day. So, if you are somebody that's been wanting to try TubeSpanner, you've heard about it. They've been doing tons of work to try to, make this even better for everybody.
I watched the stream with Danielle and Andrew yesterday. They were talking about some of the features that they have. Yeah, good stuff. Good updates.
But you can make thumbnails in there. You can, come up with video ideas. It helps you with your workflow in a bunch of different ways. It helps you optimize your videos for search if you're trying to do that. It has a browser extension with a bunch of helpful tools in it. But you can find out more about that at tubespanner.com. And for the additional news here, I think that might actually be it. Oh yeah, D, if you want to cut to this, I have an app. If you haven't tried it yet, make sure you give it a shot at newcreator.app. It's an app for YouTubers, helps you with a ton of stuff. You can learn more about it at newcreator.app. Okay, so we're going to get into the questions now.
I feel like we need to go now.
What a shaky start. Yeah, what a shaky start.
That's good stuff, man.
So the World of KRS is our first question.
1 second before you get to the question.
The channel is World of KRS. They upload when they have time. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They have a chill art channel. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, if YouTube gave you the ability to create an original YouTube feature for content creators and viewers, what would this feature be and how would it work, D?
Okay. I just want to get the pulse of the audience right now before I didn't even listen to your question.
Yeah, I know you didn't.
Okay, I want to get the pulse. Do you even care? Do you want us to keep it real with you? Do you want us to talk about stuff like that? Or just want us to shut up and let you pay money for services that we don't think you should pay money for? Should we just sit here silently and not say anything and you just spend your hard-earned money for nothing? Let me know in the chat. All right, go ahead.
You sound like a politician.
Listen, man. Listen, there are people out there who will blow smoke.
Yeah,
just to get an affiliate sale.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. I respect everyone in here, and I'm not going to lead them astray.
100%.
So if that means that you want me to leave the show, I'll pack up and I will leave the show.
Right. Yeah.
So just say the word, and I'll exit. All right. Get into the YouTube questions.
So, so if YouTube gave you the ability to create an original YouTube feature for content creators, what would that feature be and how would it work? And you can't say mobile tagging because I already mentioned that earlier.
I didn't even listen to you. What was the game?
If YouTube gave you the ability to create an original YouTube feature for content creators and viewers, that would, what would the feature be and how would it work?
If YouTube is like, we're going to give you a feature that you actually want.
Yes.
Dream it up and we'll make it. Ooh, that's good. I would, that's good. A dream feature. I'm going to say all the things they have right now inside of their admin, especially in the advanced tools where you can group things, I think that's pretty powerful stuff. If I were to think of an analytic that would really help.
Well, just any feature. It doesn't have to be an analytic. It can be as a viewer. It can be as a, on a creator side. Like any YouTube feature, actually it is for content creators. So yeah, it has to be on the back end. Anything for creators.
Man, put me on the spot on this one. A back end for creators. I would probably want the ability, And I think vidIQ does this currently, where you can, I think they tag them as as competitors. So I would love to see inside the YouTube admin where I can say, follow these channels and don't just show me their latest videos. Follow these channels and alert me when they have a breakout video or a breakout topic or a breakout post. When they have something that's accelerating faster than all of their other posts. An outlier. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. When they have an outlier, let me know what it is and frame it in a way using your AI tools that they've added to where I might be able to capitalize on this in my own way based on how my current audience might react to it.
Yeah, it's good.
That would be, without having to really think about that, that's off the top of my head.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And really, I think the tools too, you know, like, because TubeSpanner has an outlier tool and so does vidIQ. And I think it's either ViewStats or 1 of 10. I think they have it as well. Having all of those set up with email alerts would also make a lot of sense as well. And I don't think anybody does email alerts for that.
Email alerts,
so you have to actually log into whatever system it is that you're using, and you have to see it inside of that instead of actually getting email alerts. So yeah, that's an interesting. I like that. Yeah, because then like you don't have to go in and find it. It's just like, hey, this is what's going on. Right. Let us bring it to your attention. That's good. I like that.
One more thing. The tool I was showing you today that I made about the titles.
Yeah.
Something like that built into YouTube. Just a mass title generator for any sort of scenario.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm surprised they don't just ingest like all of those tools. Yeah. Like, it's wild that they don't, because it would help people be more efficient on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to give people that because people would get dependent on it versus just coming up with like original titles and stuff like that, which some people do. So maybe it's, it's for that reason.
We're moving into the dependency stage anyway.
Yeah.
With everything getting easier with AI tools and all that. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah, right.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Learn what works, learn what doesn't work, and then use the tools to, increase your output. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So,
for me, it would be a video editor. Yeah, they really need that. So they have the Create that we talked about during the news segment, and with the Create, I think it's cool that they have it for Android, but they need to roll it out for iPhone users, and they need a desktop version. Like if CapCut can do it, and YouTube is like the biggest video platform on earth, then YouTube should have that. And it doesn't have to be something like necessarily online. It could be software that you download, and then that way, if you're on a computer, you're on a phone or whatever, then you can do it. And then they just have a little department that maintains that and encourages people to where the only place you can publish is like directly to YouTube from there. Fill out your title, your description, all your video details as part of the app, and then just push your content up directly from your desktop.
Can you imagine if Google released a video editor that went head-to-head with CapCut? And if you've never used CapCut, and by the way, I'm not telling you should start using it by any means, but if you've never used it, it is a phenomenal video editor. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to edit your next documentary with it, but for normal YouTube videos, best editor I've ever used, no question.
Which one was that? CapCut?
CapCut.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
The way my brain thinks, the thing
minus their licensing problems.
Minus the licensing problem. Yeah, here's the thing. CapCut is still a no-no for a lot of people. That's a decision you're going to have to make as a creator. I'm still trying to find my footing and try to find something that is a replacement.
Your forever editor?
My forever editor. I've went back to iMovie. I went back to Final Cut Pro. I've went to VN. I do use Camtasia.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime I need to do it.
I'm a Camtasia maniac.
Yeah, anytime I have to
I think it was like the second or third video on my YouTube channel. I was like, I use Camtasia for screen recording. I've been using it for like 11 years. I even went as far as trying to use AI to help me make a video editor. But I failed. Yeah.
I've downloaded CapCut-esque videos from GitHub where people are working on a CapCut replacement, and I just haven't found anything where I'm just like, that's the replacement. That's the replacement. So I'm struggling myself.
So there's an open source editor that you told me about, and then I ran across, and I can't remember the name of it.
OpenCut, Shotcut.
Yeah, but there's another one too that somebody's putting out. Yeah, so
good ones.
Considering there's like multiple people working on these open source versions, hopefully we'll have something that's really good soon.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, DaVinci Resolve, listen, powerhouse. If you can figure it out, use it.
Yeah.
The way my brain works, I mean, you might as well just, okay, Adobe After Effects and DaVinci Resolve. I can't, my brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I can use DaVinci, but it's just not, it's clunky in terms of I'm smoother and
when I sit down to edit, I want to feel creative. I don't want to feel technical. Right. If I'm feeling technical.
That's a great way to put that.
Yeah, I don't have to feel like I have to do all this technical stuff to get something done. I want to feel creative. Yeah. I want to feel like I have this suite of tools in front of me to where I can just quickly, like, it'd be great here if I could do this. Boom, I can do it. Yep. Without having to like build nodes and do all these stupid things. And that's the way my brain works.
Yeah, it's good.
But you do whatever works for you.
K-Skis, let's see here. They upload when they have time. Been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do rants and challenge videos on anime games. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, so I've been thinking about doing some more shorts as I've been occupied with school and sports, as it's my last year of high school. So I mainly want to focus on that. But I obviously want to still upload. However, I'm not really the best with shorts, as I personally don't really understand it fully to make a successful short. So I'm wondering on what advice I can use to make constant engaging shorts until I can make long form videos again. So when it comes to shorts, you can make original shorts if you want to. And the whole idea is just when the short first starts, you want to try to grab the person's attention that you're trying to reach. Try to make sure that the shorts are targeted towards the same people that you're making your long form content for. If you want to help with the workload, I don't know how this is going to work with your current situation, but Opus Clip is also a great solution for kind of helping people fill in those blanks as well, and they do have a free plan. So because of that, those are some solutions for you. But when it comes to deciding on making shorts just for the sake of staying in motion with making content, just remember shorts don't have to be super long at all. You can make a 30-second short and it's perfectly fine. So just saying, hey, I'm going to make these because they take less time right now so that I can focus on school, get those things done, and most importantly, so it'll keep me in motion. So then once school's out, then I can go a little bit more into the long form content because I'm still in that process of making content and stay on top of it. Any additional solutions there for shorts?
What was the actual question regarding shorts? I know they're in high school.
Yes, they're in high school. They're using shorts to basically just kind of stay on the treadmill instead of stepping off the treadmill and possibly losing momentum.
Right.
And they're just trying to figure out what to do with shorts.
What's their channel about?
Their channel was about. Hold on, let me go back to that one.
Are they gaming and it something else?
Here, they do rant and challenge videos on anime games.
Interesting. One thing that you could do in addition to whatever he said that I wasn't listening to, and I don't know if you show your face or not, but if you do, you can very easily, between classes, walk into the hallway, walk into the parking lot, drive you have 30 seconds to kill somewhere where you can just grab your phone and record a short since you're doing rants and just talk about something. Just in between walking to and from going someplace.
Well, what was that again? Say it again. One more time.
If they're doing rants,
yeah,
and they're in school and they're trying to figure out how they can keep going, you could, just grab your phone and talk. Just 30 seconds. You're walking from here to here. You're waiting for a bus.
Oh, you mean just do it in motion?
Yeah.
Just do a little clip here, a little clip there.
I don't want to rant about this thing just for the sake of getting the piece of content out.
So if you have an iPhone, there's an app. I mean, you can do this inside of the iPhone itself, but if you close it, then you lose it, and you have to start over again. But there's an app called Spark Cam. Yeah, if you have an iPhone, that's great for that. Basically, it just keeps the project open, and then you just open it up, and then you hit that next clip, and it records while you're holding it down, and then as soon as you let go, then it's finished again. That would be a great solution for that. But that's called Spark Cam, if anybody wants to know. Urban Van Life, thanks for the super chat. Says, I'll hit the button here. Says, I want creators to have the ability to use any music that's on YouTube Music because they pay the licensing anyway. So why not let us benefit from it?
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, the whole music thing on YouTube is definitely complicated. So
yeah, they're in bed with the music companies. They're in bed with the music companies.
Yeah.
So they've made deals. They brag about how, is it millions or billions that they paid out?
I think it's billions.
Yeah. They brag. They release statements about how much money they've paid out.
It used to be on their press page.
Yeah. They talk about how much money they've collected to pay out to the record companies as if it's some sort of feather in their fedora. Yeah, they're not your friends when it comes to music on YouTube. They're looking out for other big business, not creators.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm actually just doing a quick look on their page to see if that's still on there. I'm not sure if it is.
Absolutely ridiculous amount they've collected for them.
Yeah, I don't see it on here. At a glance, it's probably in here.
Yeah, it was an insane amount of money.
Yeah,
that they've collected for the record companies. Yeah, cool.
That they've paid out.
To the record labels. Yeah.
So let's see here. So next up, we've got Davidson's All Natural Gym. They upload 1 time per week or more. They do sawmill/farmstead content. The goal of the channel is connect with others who like what I like. And the question is, I got a badge from your channel saying that you hearted 2 of my comments. How did you do that? Did you create that badge? No. All of that is built into YouTube. So when you heart comments, then YouTube does that for you as well, I think. I don't know if there's a threshold for that in terms of channel size or, if you've commented and gotten heart so many times. I don't know if there's any rules behind that. But that is a thing that does go out now, and I didn't have to do anything for that. All we did was just add, hearts, and then from there, YouTube picked that side up. Next up, we've got the Dr. Vibe Show. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing great. They have been on YouTube for a year or more. They do information for Black people and those who love them. And the question is, I finally purchased 250,000 hours.
250,000 hours? What?
Purchased 250,000 hours of YouTube views. Appreciate you both.
Oh, good Lord.
Let's see here. Yours is required viewing and listening for my YouTube growth when it comes to YouTube Shorts, where maybe they passed. It was probably a typo. They might have passed 250. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, me too. I was like, whoa, it's a lot of, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So where's the best place to put hashtags at the end of the title, at the end of the description, or both? Also, what are your best practices for hashtags for YouTube videos and YouTube Shorts? So when it comes to hashtags, put them in your video descriptions, not in your titles. When you are putting them in either YouTube Shorts or in long form content, put them down towards the bottom, because those don't really add much value to viewers except for them clicking on those hashtags and leaving your content to go to a hashtag results page. So because of that, put them down further in the descriptions, and then YouTube will surface the first ones, the first three actually on the long form. They'll surface that and just go ahead and pin them up at the top of your description. So in that way, you can focus viewers on things that are more important on the way down there, instead of having those hashtags at the top where somebody will possibly be interested in one of those hashtags, click on that, and then leave, what it is that you're doing. And by the way, if you are just joining us, the place where I'm answering these questions from, I have a form that is down in the description right now. It is completely free to put your questions in there. So if you have a question about anything you're doing on YouTube, go ahead and put your questions down in that form, and we will get them answered on the stream today. So he says, he says, correction, I passed 250,000 hours of view time on YouTube.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, I purchased. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, me too. I was like, red flag.
I didn't want to say kiss your channel goodbye, but it was on the tip of my tongue.
So the next channel is Gaki's Kitchen. They upload every other day. They've been on YouTube for a year or more. They do cooking recipes. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, for thumbnails, when doing more than one recipe in a video, for example, 5 oatmeal recipes, do you recommend having all of the images or just one? Test it. That's always the answer to questions like this, is YouTube gives us that A/B testing tool where you can make 3 thumbnails, upload them all, and then it's going to swap them out for people. So because of that, definitely, test them. However, since they are all oatmeal recipes, then maybe just pick the most delicious one and focus on that one as one of the thumbnails. Have another one to where maybe you put 5 of them in there, and then another one maybe you just do like a different type of shot or just a totally different type of design or something, and just see what people respond to best that way.
So back to that dream scenario where YouTube's like, hey, you want to create a feature? Just let us know what, and we'll make it. That one. Mm-hmm. I would, in addition to what I said earlier.
Delayed. Yeah,
that's delayed. Well, no, you just said something that made me think about it. We talked about this before. It's been a while. For the ABC thumbnail testing feature, I would love the ability to test thumbnails against different traffic sources. So, I want to test these thumbnails against search traffic. I want to test these thumbnails against browse traffic, and just specifically target the traffic source.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be something that I would add.
Yeah. So let's see here. So next up, we've got, hey, congratulations, Stanley. Stanley's celebrating 1 million views and 7.5 years of watch time this weekend.
Yeah, way to go, man.
Nice. So It's All His is our next channel here. They upload 1 time per week or more. They've been making videos for less than a year. They do faith-based money management, money-saving tips, and DIY investing content. The question is, how necessary is it to invest in coaching to be successful on YouTube? So many programs out there, lots of people claiming they didn't grow until they did a class program, etc. Okay, so you don't need coaching per se. So here's the thing when it comes to coaching. So all the information that you need, for the most part, is freely and openly available on YouTube. However, and podcasts and, inside of, books like all of these and even more, right? Because there's, a lot more than these. We got YouTube Formula from Daryl Eves. We got Tube Ritual from Brian G. Johnson. We got Create Something Awesome from Roberto Blake. We've got YouTube Secrets from Sean Cannell and Benji Travis. Stanley Orchard, he has a YouTube
which
downloadable
we don't have yet
on Kindle, which we don't have yet.
Hey, Stanley going to get you a book for Vid Summit?
So I don't know. We'll see. But when it comes to YouTube information, you can find what you need online. The problem is a lot of people, when it comes to getting that information. Once they get the information, they don't know what to do with it, or because it's coming in bits and pieces versus in an organized format. People will be working on this thing and then they'll be like, okay, well, that's not working after I tried it once. So let me move over to this thing and try this. That's not working. Let me try that. And then in the process of doing all that, they hop on Facebook and Discord and Reddit and all these other places where they see these people saying, well, hey, do this, or hey, do this. And then when that happens, then now they're like, okay, well, I'm trying this and I'm trying this. And I saw this on Reddit. So let me try this and let me do this and let me do this. And next thing you know, they're kind of all over the place, right? So if you're somebody like that, to where you can't kind of put everything together and you don't necessarily know what you don't know, so you might not know what to look for, that's where coaching can come into play. However, plenty of people grow their YouTube channels without any coaching whatsoever. But if you do go into like a course of some kind, or you do work with a coach of some kind, as long as they legitimately know what it is that they're doing, they can make a substantial difference in your approach. But you got to be teachable, and you got to be willing to do what they say. So I know somebody that spent lots of money on YouTube courses, but they always think that they know more than the person that they are spending the money on. And because of that, and they blame YouTube for a bunch of stuff and, things like that. So instead of, taking the responsibility, instead of trying to let, these processes work out that they were, given, instead they kind of buck up against it, and they just end up wasting, their money because they're not actually taking in the information. They're not applying it for long enough, and they're just being impatient with, everything. So because of that, when it comes to coaching, it can absolutely be helpful, but you have to be teachable, and you have to be working with somebody that, is actually going to put you through something, and actually, help you out. Like a lot of people, they'll get coaching, and they will hop on a call with somebody. The person won't even look in their analytics to figure out even what's happening with the content. And they'll be giving them information kind of like we do, for free here, on the live stream. They'll be giving them information about their YouTube channels, but they don't actually know what's happening in the back end. And when you're coaching somebody, like the very first thing you got to figure out is like, what are their goals, and then what's the current state of the channel. So because of that, when you're working with somebody, just make sure that they are, one, trying to figure out what you're actually trying to do, and the advice that they're giving you is geared towards whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Because sometimes you don't need necessarily more, subscribers on the channel as much as you just need to, work on like a hook. And then if you do that, your videos are going to do better, or just a content strategy overall or something like that, right? So because of that, you don't need a coach, but coaches can be helpful if you're the right type of person that can be, coachable. So with that said, some coaches are, expensive, some are cost effective. So just make sure that if you are going to hire a YouTube coach, that you do go with somebody that when you watch their videos, that you can understand everything it is that they're saying. Yeah. Because some coaches also, there's some people out there that have been doing this for a while, and because of that, it's really easy for them to speak about things and say things in a way to where it's just not going to connect. So you just want to make sure that you are working with somebody that you can, connect with in that way.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's important. Coaching for anything. Yeah. Doesn't have to be YouTube.
Same thing. Like if you're going to the gym, you might be working out, you might be doing all this stuff, but if your form's wrong, it's not going to help you. Yeah.
Yeah. You need to find someone that you understand the way they communicate.
Right.
I think that's the most important thing. And they need to be leading by example.
Right.
I don't want to throw people under the bus on this, but there are a lot of coaches out there. And here's the crazy thing. Some of them are good. Mm-hmm. Some of them actually know their stuff. Yeah. But they're not good at building their own channels. Mm-hmm. And that always makes me I was like, man, well, there's a disconnect there. Right. And I'm not saying that they're bad, but that's always I slow down on that one, because I'm like, there's some coaches out there, and some of them get high dollar stuff. Mm-hmm. But they can't grow their channel to save their life, at all.
There's some coaches that don't even have channels, and they're really good too.
Yeah.
So I mean, because of that, that's not always a thing, but it's a thing.
It's not a deal breaker, but it's something that I look at.
Right.
It's something that I look at.
The advantage with that, I think, is that they understand you better as a content creator. Yeah. Versus, we're applying all this stuff, and I can tell you all these things, but I haven't done any of it. Yeah. I think there's a totally different type of thing going on there.
Yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of YouTube channels popping up, and these dudes are 16 years old. No disrespect to you guys, young guys out there, but there's some new accounts, some 16-year-old kid. He's got 5 videos, talking about YouTube coaching. It's dude, right? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's a genius. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but yeah, just Make sure you can properly communicate with your coach. Put in a little bit of due diligence.
Neil, Urban Van Life here, he said that he's in Daryl's course right now. And, I know a lot of people that have went through Daryl's course, and they have, a lot of success coming out of Daryl's course. Yeah, he obviously puts together some really good stuff.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, right? The 16-year-old life coach.
Right.
Yeah. I love running across those. Mm-hmm. Just like, oh, my God. Like, I literally have jackets older than you.
Right. That's funny.
Like I have like a leather jacket older than a lot of these kids.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of, is it necessary? You don't have to. No. Like you can learn this stuff the hard way. It's just like with any coaching scenario, the place where you're really going to get value is they're going to be able to see things that you can't see just because of experience.
Hey, Rob. How you doing?
They're going to be able to see those things, and in addition to that, they're going to know what to look for. All those types of things. So next up on the list, and Patro said also their videos are repetitive. That's a strategy, actually. So, with that, like the whole idea is, when you make something and you're trying to do it for the sake of, selling people a course or selling them coaching products, when that's the play, then you know that you need to make these types of videos to get in front of those types of people so that you can sell those things. That's a strategy, and the people that are doing that are actually doing okay. But yeah, in terms of the repetitive thing, yeah, that's a really common thing for people that are doing YouTube for business in general, because you find what works, and then you're like, okay, well, people respond to this, and I can make sales when I do this type of content. So then they just kind of lean into that because that's what their channel is for. So next up, we've got SUDSNYC. Let's see here. They upload 1 time per week or more. They do skincare content. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, what steps are needed to take my channel to another level? So we're going to take a look at this channel here and see what it is that they have going on. Yeah, I am. Let me get all my stuff ready here. Oh, hey, really quick, while I'm doing that, I'm going to show you guys this too. So I was showing this to Dee earlier today. So while I'm working on the back end thing for my new creator app, while I'm working on the web version of that, I have this one that I'm working on the side. So while that's working on, finishing that stuff up and I'm waiting for things to complete, I hop over into another tool and then I start working on this one. But this is a free tool that I'm making for you guys to where it's basically like a dashboard. So when you hit the new tab, it pops up there. But basically, as a part of this, it has like a world clock on here. It has like a to-do list where you can put the things that you need to do today. You can pull in your channel information. It's got like a daily quote on here. It's got a feed over on this side for creator news and educational content. And then you can also put recent videos in here from channels that you follow. I'm still working on some stuff over here for this area. But in addition to that, there's a quick launch bar right down here where you can quickly launch whatever social platforms that you want. All of that is completely customizable in terms of how many are showing up down there. In addition to that, you also have the option over here where you can fully customize what this looks like too. So like, let's say for example, let's say that instead of this like cool textured background, let's say that I wanted to make this just a color instead, and just for the sake of showing you how kind of crazy this can get, I'm just going to make this like a bright red color, and then I'm going to change, which would look kind of like that, and then I'm going to change the theme to like a lighter theme, and then you can kind of go with something like that if you want, right? But you have the full color spectrum here, so you can like really dial this in and make it look however you want, which is pretty cool. But I'm hoping this is going to be out relatively soon, just because been kind of working on this on the side a little bit, but yeah, so keep an eye out for that, but I'll let you know when it's ready, of course. Oh, and in addition to that, it also has features to where if we click into one of these videos here on this channel, I don't know how this is going to compete with my channel review tool, but we're about to find out. Yeah, so you see this creator dashboard panel up here. It shows you how many views on a channel, the view duration, or the duration of the video. It shows you the likes per video ratio, the comments per video ratio, when it was published, the total likes on the video. This right here, when I turn it on, this allows you to see the upload cadence of a channel as well, and then you get to see all their tags. And then also, for those of you that have been in here and you've seen me do the channel review things where I compare thumbnails on a channel, it has that as well, which let me just kind of turn this one off for a second so I can show you, because this is pretty cool. Let's see. Let me turn off the reviewer, and then let me do this one again. So yeah, so what this does, and this is part of the dashboard thing as well, is it has the A/B thing to where you can test your thumbnails against competitors. And then it shows like the larger sizes like this. You can look at your thumbnails in light and dark mode as well, because YouTube has 2 different modes. And then you can also see a ballpark of what it's going to look like, or what it currently looks like down here in the suggested videos as well, just to kind of give you a little bit of insights on why their videos might be getting clicked on more than yours and stuff like that. But again, this will be available soon. It's not available yet, but that'll be coming out soon for you guys. But I'll let you know. And that's a free thing, and it's a bring your own API key. So it's going to be a little bit complicated to set up. So, for those of you that are a little bit techie, this is going to be great. For everybody else, then there'll be a quick tutorial that'll just show you how to go and get an API key from Google and just apply it to that particular tool. So let's go into this one. So this one said, what can I do to take my channel to the next level? So the very first thing that I'm going to tell you here, it looks like I might have pulled your channel up in the past.
Organic skincare.
So the very first thing I'm going to tell you is you need to focus more on the imagery. Like these white panels that you're doing, I would completely lose that. And I would focus more on the imagery. If you're doing skincare, show like skin, show faces, show the products that you're doing, all of that stuff. And for the videos themselves, this looks pretty awkward. I don't know what you think about this, D, right here in terms of the actual how this is shot, but it looks like it's upside down and backwards in terms of the actual video content itself. Yeah. So I would fix that. It looks almost like you uploaded a vertical video sideways is almost kind of the vibe that I'm getting there. Yeah. But yeah, your thumbnails definitely need to, to stand out. You're also putting these other things on here that don't really add much to what's going on here. So you can see like the extra text that you're adding down here that's already at this size, not legible. So, if it goes down to a suggested video, it's just going to be almost impossible to read that text. So yeah, you definitely need to work on, how you're presenting everything it is that you're doing here, so that, you make it a better experience for people and you make it more easily identifiable.
Yeah. Spend some time learning about thumbnails, learning about packaging. And while I can't see all of your videos here, a lot of your titles just don't seem that appealing. I don't know if you are using...
Yeah, you're putting like hashtags and titles, like stuff like that. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to work on your overall packaging and your thumbnails and your titles. Listen, I know not everybody uses ChatGPT, or, maybe you use Gemini, maybe you use Claude, whatever it is. But if you are using AI in any capacity and you are struggling trying to figure out what's going on with your channel, take your titles, take a bunch of your titles, throw them in there and say, help me humanize my titles to be more attractive to people and not sound so mechanical, not sound so keyword stuffed. And just look at some of the ideas that it might give back to you. You can also ask it, in your case, you're doing organic skincare. So you could also ask it, help me come up with some branding ideas and a color scheme and what type of imagery might be great for an organic skincare YouTube channel. And it will give you suggestions on color ideas and color palettes and imagery that you might want to use to kind of repackage the things that you're doing. I would also go to some place like canva.com. I think TubeSpanner has some good thumbnail templates as well. And I would go in there and I look through all of their free thumbnail templates and look for things that have like an organic feel to them, have the right colors, things that feel organic. Because when you say something's organic, it comes with a feeling. Right?
Yeah, nature products have a vibe.
Right. Nature products have a vibe.
Yeah, and greens and browns and
muted
earth
colors,
tones in general.
Tones, right. And you want people to have that feeling when they come to your channel. You want to feel that. You want to present that vibe of you are organic. Your color should represent that. The way you shoot it, the way your shots need to be presented in a way to where everything feels organic. And again, I'm not watching your videos here, so I don't know if you're doing this or not. But if you're doing like an overhead shot shooting down, put some plants, put some organic, put some wood here and there, put some things along your table to where it looks like you're maybe like in a spa. Or something, that spa vibe, that organic vibe, to where you have that organic texture, right, in your shot, right? Think about creating an experience for the viewer as they come in. Not only are you giving them information, you're showing them how to do something, but it looks good, it sounds good, it feels good when they come there. That's what I would really focus on if I had a channel that I was focusing on organic skincare.
Boom.
There you go.
All right. And by the way, just a quick reminder, because I saw somebody in the chat asking for the link. So there's a link down in the video description for the form itself. So yeah, you can put your question down there. We'll definitely get it answered on the stream today. So next up, we have the Farrior Trails is the next channel here. They upload 1 time per week or more, been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do family adventure content. The goal of their channel is to be a full-time creator. And the question is, what can I change on my channel / videos to make my channel grow faster? Let's see what you got going on here real quick.
Yeah, and Chantel says this too. Look at what your direct competitors are doing.
Yep.
Look at the biggest, we're talking about the organic channel again. Look at what the biggest channels in your niche are doing. Look at how they're packaging things. Look at their how their topics, their titles, what it looks like when they shoot it. And learn how to, you don't have to copy them, but try to be inspired by what they're doing and then add your own flair to it.
Okay, so let's see here. So I'm going to pull your channel up here. And just a few things really quick. So you have camping in a storm, but the thing that I see in your thumbnails, like you and them just kind of like, you know, there, but nothing really going on. So if the video is about camping in a storm, I would definitely try to put together a thumbnail that matches the intensity of what somebody might think about, you know, what might happen there in a storm, just for the sake of, you know, capturing people's attention, like, oh, what's going on here? You do have camping in a storm, so you have it on there textually, but, you know, the idea is to try to grab somebody's, you know, attention with something that, you know, might be, you know, interesting as a part of that.
You pulled this channel up before.
Did we? Okay. And then let's see here. And then if I go into your video itself, I would also shoot your videos in a 16:9 aspect ratio instead of the 1:1 that it seems that you're doing right here.
Interesting. I wonder what they're doing to shoot.
Not sure. Yeah, it could just be a setting that they selected in the camera itself.
Yeah, you don't run across that ratio much.
But other things that I would do is, you know, since you are, you know, talking about, you know, camping, I don't know if you have any outside shots of the, you know, of you guys here to where it's a little bit more obvious from the tent perspective. But, you know, like taking a shot, you know, kind of like this, you know, maybe where you're standing there or something like this, and maybe just for the experiment, you know, maybe even throwing this into like an AI tool and having to, you know, change the scene to like a dark, you know, scene or something like that, just so it kind of represents like a, with it still looking a little realistic. I wouldn't go too clickbaity on it, but just something that would, you know, look a little bit more interesting for, you know, camping in a storm. You also don't need to have the Tennessee on here. That's not doing anything for you. What were you gonna say, D?
Yeah, if I remember right, this channel, he was kind of building it around things that he was doing with his son. I remember that from the last time, because I remember this particular video where his son had caught fish and he hasn't caught fish. And I would, and I'm going to say the same thing that I said then. Backyard camping in a storm, to me, isn't as interesting. I mean, unless it's like a storm, right? I mean, maybe you got rained on. I don't know. I didn't watch the video. But it would be more interesting to me because you're doing stuff with your son. It's like, you know, teaching your son how to pitch a tent, teaching your son how to go camping, that sort of thing. I don't know. That's just my opinion on this would be, I think you might be able to reach a different audience by showing how you're teaching your son how to do things that you have the skills to do versus just, you know, backyard camping in a storm. Zero offense here, but like, why would I care? You have to make somebody care. Or somebody
that doesn't know who you are, they don't know anything about your content, they've never interacted with your channel
if I
before.
Don't know you,
why would this video, you know, be something that they would feel they would need to watch? Right.
Unless you guys got swept away in a flash flood, like, and you captured that on video. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make, if people don't care about you or your videos until they get to know you. Like if you're making content like this.
Right.
So try to find a way to package what it is you're doing. I mean, you can do the same thing, right? You're going camping, you're putting up a tent, and you're doing all these things, but how you package it can make a difference between why I'm going to care about what you're doing or not.
Right. And with this one over here, like the She Ate the Fish, and it says Lake Day Adventure, our dog stole our catch. There's no reason for somebody to watch this video. You're giving everything away right here. You're basically like, our dog stole our catch, and then you're saying here that the dog ate it. So I don't need to watch a 7-minute video in order to know what happened in that video, because you're telling me before I even click on the video.
I know the dog ate your fish.
Right.
I don't need to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. So those types of things.
Packaging. Right.
Right. Let's see here. So next up on our list, we've got Agent KCG. They upload one time per week or more. They've been making videos for a year or more. They do photography and virtual tour tutorial content. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, I'm starting to get affiliate deals, and I want to be sure that I have my descriptions set up correctly. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, this is good. Let me look for your channel. I'll go through this way.
And I want to go a little bit further because the Farrior Trail says, I agree, it was my son's first camping in a rainstorm. One thing that you can do as well, when you're making videos, when you're shooting the content, I want you to think about what you might have in a thumbnail. I want you to think about imagery that you might have in a thumbnail. Now, I didn't watch your video. You might have the footage, you might not have the footage. But if you're in a storm and you're camping, and the videos might be packaged around, hey, I'm teaching my son how to camp or whatever, try to capture his emotions while he's in there. If it's raining and the sun's out, there's some lightning going on or the rain, and maybe he looks afraid in the tent or something like that. People like to react to emotion as well. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're shooting content. If things are happening, try to record things that you might be able to use as a thumbnail, and try to keep ideas in your head of how you might be able to reframe something that might appeal to a larger audience and make them care about what it is that you're doing. Right? I don't care that you're camping in your backyard. I don't care that you're camping in a rainstorm, but I might be interested as a father, or a fodger. I might be interested as a fodger to see how you've taught your son how to camp. Because is that how I would teach my son how to camp or not? Maybe I'll go in the comments and let you know, it'd be cool if you could teach him this next time. This is what I did with my son. You might be able to build a community around something like that. Fathers helping their kids learn how to, fathers teaching their skills to their sons or their daughters. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just brainstorming here.
So on the affiliate channel for Agent KCG here, so you just wanted feedback on the video description. So a couple things I just want to bring to your attention is your formatting here. It looks messy. Like, I know you're trying to, bold things and stuff like that, but it ends up like the end result is that you have a lot of distracting, elements in here that are kind of making, just the readability of this a little bit challenging. But when it comes to the affiliate side of things, the main things that I look for here is to make sure that you do have an affiliate disclaimer of some kind, because in your case, I'm not sure what they're doing here. But like in your case, you can see also how these are like doubling up links and things like that from the description. He said, "Dang, ChatGPT." Yeah, so whatever ChatGPT had you do here, it definitely led you off the rails a little bit, and it didn't come out good on this side, on the viewer-facing side. So you definitely need to put a affiliate disclaimer in here somewhere. Oh, okay, I see that you have it here. Okay. Yeah, so this is better than nothing. Like Chantel said, technically you're supposed to put it above the links. It's supposed to be somewhere obvious. If you do have it somewhere like this, then technically you're supposed to have, something else that indicates that it's an affiliate link, like an AFF next to it or something like that. But overall, though, I would get rid of these things, and I would make sure that whatever you're promoting as an affiliate, that you do list them in the order that is the most important and the most relevant to the person watching the video. So here, you've got the Giraffe 360 camera. You have the Giraffe 360 and how they can buy it right here. So because of that, it's good. It doesn't look like you actually have an affiliate link here, but it seems that in order to get a discount, then they get to use your code at checkout, and that might actually apply it for you. Same thing here with this particular one. So just a heads up, there's probably going to be a lot of people that will click on these and they won't add that code, but it is a way to track. So I would try to find affiliate offers that you can do that are just a link track instead of, being dependent on the code. But yeah, I would definitely lose the formatting. It's doubling up, it looks like everything, like all your links are doubled up. So yeah, I would get all that together, and I would just double check and make sure that it's not doing that with your other videos too. Let's see here. But yeah, when it comes to like affiliate stuff, in your video description, just think about it like, okay, if I'm going to be bringing attention to something in the video, I need to make sure that thing, or those few things, if it's like a list video, I need to make sure that those are super easy to find. So I'm going to have like my little blurb, my description blurb there, and then directly under that, I'm going to have those links, and it's going to be formatted in a way that's just super easy to read, and where people can't really get, distracted or confused in that part. And take that approach.
ChatGPT can do you dirty if you're not careful.
Yep.
You need to tell it sometimes no formatting.
Mm-hmm. Magic Flying Potato says, Vid Summit 2025, 30 days to go. Looking forward to hanging out. Thanks for the mic review tips. Going to work on it this weekend. Nice. Looking forward to seeing you there as well. So next up on the list, we've got Nick Citrong Equipment. The question is, they do lawn care equipment maintenance and reviews. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, if subscribers are dead, which I agree that they are, do you think YouTube will change their requirements for monetization? I know that they need some sort of data to make sure the creator is taking their channel seriously. But as someone who has not hit 1,000 subscribers yet, it's hard to hear that subscribers are dead, but I still need them to get monetized. So to be clear, subscribers aren't dead. It's just that they don't have the power that they used to have. So there are advantages to having subscribers, like, viewers look at the channel in a certain way. Brands look at the channel in a certain way. It shows in a lot of cases that you've been consistent, or at least you've had some, good videos, that kind of stuff. So there is, still some merit to subscribers. It just doesn't help you in their system like it used to. Because in the past, if you subscribe to a YouTube channel, you turned on notifications, you're going to see those videos. Yeah. Like when that creator published something, you were going to see those videos. Yeah. But now there's just so much content on YouTube. Everything is just like super optimized and all of that. And YouTube has found that when people subscribe to YouTube channels, they don't always engage in the content. And then you also have the problematic side of, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel today, I publish a series of videos that you don't like, then you don't respond to them. Then in that particular case, YouTube's going to be like, well, hey, not only are we not showing you this when you're subscribed, but we're just going to stop showing you the videos entirely because you're not responding to them when the videos are published. So it's not that they're dead, and they do have their place because it does get you into the partner program and those things. Get you a play button, unlocks some features along the way, that kind of stuff. But as of right now, they just don't have the recommendation power that they used to, and also all of the systems now are like a little bit different. So back in the day, it used to be more about, the channels that you followed and all that stuff, and then everything would come from that, which, by the way, channels that you subscribe to are still taken into account when it comes to YouTube deciding who to recommend content. When YouTube's deciding what content to recommend to viewers, what channels they subscribe to is still taken into account. But it's not a guarantee that they're actually going to see, the content from those channels. Now it's all interest-based, meaning that if a video is published and it's about something that you're interested in, doesn't matter if it's a brand new channel, an old channel, a channel with, 1 million subscribers, or a channel with 100 subscribers, if YouTube thinks that you are a perfect fit for that video, then there's a really good chance that you're going to see it, as long as there's a response to that video for the other people that they've showed it to that is competitive against the other videos for those people.
Yeah, that was well explained. I was going to sum that up and say, when people say subscribers are dead, it also means that subscribers just don't equal views.
Right.
Subscribers do not equal community. Mm-hmm. Subscribers, all it means now is that
you're able to get people to click a button.
Is that you're able to get people to click a button, and it unlocks some YouTube features.
Right.
That's it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm super thankful for everyone who hit that button, but in terms of recommendations and how your videos might be surfaced across the platform, it's not really weighted towards that.
Right. Jerry, I'm the same way. Yeah. It's been that way for a long time. Jerry was talking about how it's also app and device dependent. Yeah. Yeah. Like you'll see different stuff on your computer than you'll see on your TV. You'll see different stuff on your TV than you'll see on your phone. You'll see different stuff at different times of day. Like YouTube knows the evening. That's when I sit down and I do like my vibe coding stuff, and YouTube detects that. They know that I listen to music at that time, those times usually. So then YouTube will show me, tons of music. Like my whole entire homepage just be filled with music and hardly anything else, because that's usually, my go-to, when it comes to sitting down and working on that stuff.
Yeah. For those of you who are new to YouTube, maybe you're new to our live stream, or you're new to our channels and you don't know this, YouTube is taking note of everything you do and do not do on the platform. Mm-hmm. It takes note of the devices that you use to watch particular types of content, and when you watch content on said devices. Mm-hmm. For example, it might notice that in the evening, you might watch longer pieces of content on your TV.
And you might prioritize 4K content. So guess what they are more inclined to do? Recommend you more interest-based content that's going to be longer and in 4K at that particular time when it notices that you like to watch that content. Yep. Alternatively, it might notice that in the morning you like to watch short-form content on your phone and you like to watch funny content. Yep.
they might, I'm not saying they're going to give you all funny content, but they might give you more comedy than they normally would, and in short form content.
Right.
If it at that time of the day on your phone, if it notices that there's a pattern with you.
Yep. Same thing. You wake up, you watch motivational content and inspiring content to get yourself going.
Yeah.
Then they're going to give that to you.
Right. So in terms of the algorithm, people are talking about the algorithm. There's algorithms, and they are smart, and they're constantly trying to predict what you want to watch next.
Yep.
That's the purpose of the algorithms.
Yep.
People are like,
and they do a fantastic job.
Right. How can I crack the YouTube algorithms? The algorithms is for the viewer.
Right.
Right. It's always trying to the algorithms are always trying to predict what the viewer wants to watch next.
Yep. That's why the message for quite some time has been understand who you're trying to target with your content.
Right.
Make content that they enjoy. Figure out what you topically they care about. Figure out how you can package everything up in a way that they're going to respond to it, or identify it and respond to it. And then from there, make sure that you're making the content in a way that they enjoy it.
Right.
And then when you focus on the human aspect of YouTube in terms of the viewers, just like YouTube does, then you're going to increase your likelihood of doing well in their system, because you're focusing on the thing that matters the most to them, which is the viewers and the experience that those viewers are having.
And one of the things, YouTube's looking at lots of different data points, but one of the things they do look at to try to determine what they might want to watch next is their watch history. So you've heard him and myself and pretty much everyone else say, you need to get people to watch your videos as much as you can, and ideally get them to watch more than one video if you can. The more they watch your videos, the more they engage with your videos, the more your videos are in their watch history, the more likely it is YouTube might recommend your videos to them when predicting what they might want to watch next on any given during any given time of the day on any particular device.
Yeah, and another thing that you'll notice too is like how your videos will break out. So like, for example, if you publish something and your core audience, people that are, coming in on a regular basis, like if they like enjoy that content, then in that video will start to get legs on it. And then once it starts to get legs on it and starts doing really well, that's when you'll start having people pop in and be like, man, I haven't seen your videos in forever.
Yeah.
Hey, you'll start getting comments like that where people are like, man, I haven't seen your videos in a long time. And the reason for that is because you just haven't been able to reach them based on how people are responding and how they've responded on the previous, content. So that's another place where, having, subscribers and things like that can come in handy, because if people had interacted with you in the past, then, if your videos are rocking, then in that case, YouTube does know like, hey, they've watched this, so let's test it against them and see if they, would enjoy it now. So yeah, all kinds of fun stuff.
Hey, Sue, welcome to the stream.
I'm Larissa. What's going on? Tim Cruz has got the bell turned on. Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. So let's see here. So Amy Johnson says, that's what's been hurting me. I haven't been consistent with my uploads, so I drop out of watch histories. All it takes is one video to get you out of that. So if you make one video, like kind of a go-to in that situation, Amy, is if you go through your content and you're like, yeah, I've published videos on these things, over, the course of my channel, or at least, over the last year or two, and people seem to always respond to these. Like, for example, if I make a video about how to get views on YouTube, like I know I can depend on that video to, do okay on the channel. So if I was like, turning the motors on, then in that case, I would do like a series of those videos just for the sake of, making that content that I know people are going to respond to, so that I could get into a lot of watch histories, there, so that, I can increase the likelihood of, breaking out of those initial, groups, so to speak.
Next question.
So next up, we've got Joyful Trails. Joyful Trails, they do bi-weekly content. They do bike trail reviews. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And the question is, YouTube keeps trying to get me to sign up for some kind of membership boot camp or something like that. Okay. Should I do it? I've considered channel memberships, but I can't think of what extras I would be able to realistically offer the viewer in exchange for their hard-earned money. So when it comes to the membership boot camps and all the other boot camps that YouTube does, those are legitimate. So just make sure that you check the email that it's coming from, but those types of things from YouTube are legitimate. They have monetization boot camps, they have membership boot camps, they have YouTube shopping affiliate boot camps. They have like all kinds of, different things like that. And that is a legit thing when it comes to YouTube. So you can learn some stuff, if you go in there, because, YouTube will usually have either YouTube staff presenting the information, or they'll have a creator that's having success in that thing presenting the information. And then, just gives you the opportunity to get insights, into those experiences. And in your case, you said that, when it comes to channel memberships, you can't think of what extras would be that you'd be able to realistically offer the viewer in exchange for their hard-earned money. So when it comes to YouTube, sometimes, just offering them content in advance can be the thing. Sometimes offering them access can be the thing. Sometimes, offering them additional content can be the thing. But the idea, like I'm looking at what you're doing right now, looks like you're doing like adventure content. So yeah, so like in your case, one of the things that you could offer from a channel member perspective is you could make some exclusive content. I'm not sure if you're editing all these or if you have an editor, but you could make some exclusive content that you make available only for channel members on some of your adventures. You could give people behind the scenes content. And because you're not necessarily editing it for retention, you're editing it more in a way to where like, hey, let me just create this, kind of connective piece of content that my viewers would find value in because they're a channel member and they like my stuff, more so than I need to make sure I'm editing every second of this the right way so that I, can hold somebody's attention. Instead of, that approach, you can just have more casual content that you're publishing into your members only videos if you wanted to. And just the behind the scenes stuff, photos that you lock down in your community tab just for members, because you can do that. You can make posts that are just for community members. So having those types of, things are things that, people can do. And I looked at the Dozer channel that you pasted in there, not yours, but I'm going to guess it's all the same. Yep. Joyful Trails. So yeah, same exact thing in your situation. Yeah. So you're doing more like, so you're not doing what that other channel was doing, but you are doing like some travel content. So yeah, behind the scenes stuff, anything like that, just gives people more insights into you and the places that you're going. And, that type of thing is definitely something to do. And another thing too is like you can make the membership, and if people don't get it, then you can close it at any time that you want to. Like just because you are trying it doesn't mean that you have to keep doing it, right? So if you do it and you're like, this isn't really worth it, or I can't get anybody to sign up or whatever, then you can just close it down and then, kind of regather your thoughts on what you're going to do. And then, open it back up again, if you choose to, or just keep it closed. Like I know Brian G, he had like a bunch of members and then he just closed his down, out of the blue. And then he did that and it was closed for, I think like a year or two. And then he just recently opened his up, again recently, because he just came in with a new plan and he's more, active on the channel now and stuff like that. So you can do, that kind of stuff too. So next up, we've got JJ the Lonely Bull in Asia. What's up, man? Does bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for a year or more. He does travel content. The goal is to have fun. The question is, I do minimum editing. I've been working on thumbnails and titles, but can't seem to break out other than one viral video over a year ago. So when it comes to the editing, you got to look in your audience retention reports to see how people respond to it. When it comes to your thumbnails, you got to be, looking at those to see how people respond to, what's going on there. I'm just going to take a quick look at what it is that you're doing. Renee Ritchie in the house. What's going on, dude? Hope you're doing great. Nice to see you in here. It says, if you set the bell to personalize, you'll get notifications if and when YouTube thinks it's interesting to you. If you set to all, you'll get notified whenever a new long form video goes public. And with that, just as a side note for that, you also have to make sure that you do have the notifications turned on. So like if your viewers do that sort of thing, then they have to have notifications turned on the devices in order to be able to receive those notifications when you're doing it too. And then he makes another note here, and he says, shorts are always treated as personalized and never treated as all. That's good insight there. Thank you for the clarity there, Renee. Always appreciated. Scrap and Pallet Man, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing great. So JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia, let me just kind of take a quick look at what it is that you are doing here. Okay, so I spent too much time. How much I spent in Vietnam, budget fall in Vietnam, what I spent in Da Nang, final thoughts on Da Nang, Vietnam. I'm curious what the 5 is up here. I'm curious what that is. Like one thing I would think about is like when it comes to, I'm not sure if you're testing these or not. Yeah, you are. Okay. So when it comes to your thumbnails, like other things that I would try is like this, because you're talking about money that you spent, but you are just kind of supporting it with text. Some of it gets kind of blended into the background there a little bit. One thing that I would consider is, for some of your tests, have something to where, it just shows some like Vietnam, I think it's Dong, I think is the name of their currency, but have like, some of that on there, and then have like a little arrow going over to like, a pile of, stuff or something like that. Maybe with like a Vietnam flag on there as well, so that when somebody is interested in Vietnam or Vietnam content, they can just at a glance see that flag on there and instantly know that it's about that. So for the locations that you go to, because like right here you've got a lot of Vietnam content, I would definitely lean into putting flags on there, kind of like you're doing with the Philippine flag right here. I would lean really hard into that, because that's a great way, because you've got the beach back there, right? But in order to know what beach that is and to know that it's in Da Nang, you have to have been there and also have to be super familiar with the beach, that specific beach, in order to be able to identify it. So one thing that I would definitely do is I would put flags on all of this, and it doesn't have to be like a big one like this where it takes up all of this space, but just putting something that just kind of covers this area, kind of right down here, something down on the bottom left-hand side, so that it just kind of stands out to people, is definitely something that I would do. And then from there, on your videos that have done well, I would just dig into those topically and try to figure out, the things that you're talking about there that have done well, see if you can ride off of those in any way. Those are the types of things that I would do. And of course, as you know already, you got to dig into the content, dig into the retention, and be like, okay, on these videos that did well, is there anything that I could have done that could have made them do better in terms of how people are responding to, how people are responding to these? All right. Magic Prepper, what's up? Hope you're doing great. So let's see here. So next up on the list, we've got Cafe Arts. She does content one time per week or more. She's been on YouTube for a year or more, does art content. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And she says, using Meld Studio the last 2 weeks, like it so far. Beanie has been using it in combination with Zoom and Meld. And it says, I saw Dee's video on how to plug in the music like Spotify. I was trying to put Creator Mix, but I was the only one who could hear it, even after toggling the share sound. Any steps or advice to make it work? We'll wait for Dee to get back in here for that one, because he's out of here right now. So once he comes back in, then we'll bring this one up to him. But I'm not sure. I just used Meld for the first time on my stream yesterday. Loved it. It was great. Just being able to set everything up and go kind of, I call it old school, but go like OBS style, to where you get all the overlays and all the transitions and all the really cool stuff there. So I was pumped to use it, and I was really happy with the results. Some things that I wish they had is, I wish that they had the ability to pin comments on the screen, like this one right here saying that D went back to Starbucks. Yeah, that's his cage, so he'll be back in soon. But like being able to pin comments, like it just adds, in my opinion, it adds like personality, and in some cases it adds clarity, to the stream, because then you get to kind of get people involved in the stream and get them on screen and stuff like that. So I think having comments in there would be cool, and I think it would be awesome if they made the guest features too. And then if they did that, then I'd probably go with Meld full time, probably, because I like those particular features and I find them valuable. So they currently don't have them. So for this stream, I wouldn't use it yet, but for other streams, I'll probably keep using them for the channel review stream. Let's see here. So next up, we've got the new Enlightenment with Ashley. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do edutainment content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. Question is, Nate Black did a video saying that his clients had gotten success by publishing 3 videos at once after a month-long break of no posting in terms of his strategy for growing an audience. Thinking of trying this strategy to see if it's tapping into something with the algorithm at present. What advice do you have for this? Should the videos be on the same topic? Should they lead into one or another at the end? Do you see any risks in terms of alienating the current audience? So, I haven't tried that approach, so I can't say anything like negative about it per se, but from the viewer side, you know, like people are going to watch what they want to watch, but when you publish something, if you publish 3 videos at one time, then YouTube is going to have to decide which of those videos to show the viewer, and YouTube's system is good enough to where they should know the right video out of those 3 to show to the viewer that might respond to it. But then in that case, when you have a viewer that might have watched all 3, if they don't have the time or the interest to watch your videos back to back, then in that case, I could see how that might work against you. So I'm not sure. I haven't talked to Nate about that experiment. So I'm not sure exactly what they did, the type of channel that they did it on, that kind of stuff. If I had more information on it, then I could, kind of share better thoughts. But in terms of the workload that goes into that, and comparing that to uploading, a video a few days, apart or something like that, might be a play there. But like Renee says here, he says publishing a few videos at once to launch new channels. It's meant to get a new viewer started at the beginning and get more average views per viewer. So, that is a strategy when it comes to launching, but in terms of, doing it for the sake of, like haven't published in a little bit, let me do that to, bring attention back to the channel. Since you already have an archive, I'm not sure on that one. So I'm going to talk to Nate about that next time that I talk to him, but I'm not sure right now. So if you want to try it, go for it. In terms of any advice that I have, I would just make sure that you are publishing content that would make sense. So let's say that they do watch that first video, I would actually do it as a series. Like instead of just publishing 3 videos, I would publish it as a series so that it makes sense for people to watch the videos back to back. So basically, like the first video or one video would be about one thing, but the second video would be complementary to that in some way, and the third video would also make sense to watch, so that it would make sense for somebody to watch all of them together. And then I would put all of them into a playlist, and then I would link each one, like end screens, pinned comments, all that stuff. I would link each one of those videos into that playlist so that people could watch that next video. That would be the approach that I would take if I was going to run that specific experiment. Next up, we've got It's Doug Us is the name of the channel here. They upload 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 1 year. They have a gaming channel. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is my content great enough to attract people? So the content itself would be speaking for that right now, right? So when it comes to YouTube, YouTube is a response system. So if you are publishing stuff and people are going to enjoy it, then in that case, people will be, enjoying that content. So I can see some videos you've got 100 views, some videos you've got 50 views. Let's look at some of these older videos here. So yeah, 60 views, 70 views. So it looks like you're still not consistently breaking that 100 view mark yet. So, I would just keep working on, the content. I see you're doing gaming content. So I'm not sure, how people are responding to these on the back end. But one thing that I can mention is that you have, and I'll pull this up on screen here real quick. So you have here, this one's a Minecraft video, right? So we have that. So this would be great for gamers. You have this other gaming video here and another gaming settings video here. And then up here, you have one of the scariest games I've ever played. Okay, so this is still a gaming video too. This has to be the scariest game. So we got a scary game here. The worst jump scare I've ever experienced. This one's kind of gray because it doesn't say from the outside that that this is, a gaming video. So not sure. This song is crazy. Travis Scott Gorilla. This is a no, right? So the reason I'm kind of pointing these out in terms of, different things that might be a good fit for the video or for the viewer is because in addition to each individual video getting, its own response, it's also important to think about, especially, when you're trying to, get the channel rolling, If your whole strategy right now is I'm just publishing different things that I enjoy and then I'm waiting for something to take off and then I'm going to go in that direction, then it's perfectly fine. But if you're like, okay, I'm trying to build this archive or this library of content that once I have a video pop, it's going to kind of feed, some of these other videos as long as people respond to those too, then a situation that you're kind of creating here is, let's say that in this video right here, let's say that right here, I came into this particular video and I'm like, wow, this is great. Well, if I watch that video and then YouTube shows me this one, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is cool because I like these types of games. And then YouTube shows me this one and I'm not into horror games or jump scares. Then in that case, I'm probably not going to click on that one. And then this one is also a horror game or jump scare. Not going to click on that one. Also horror game, jump scare. I'm not going to click on this one. But remember, I loved these. This one's a horror scare. I'm not going to click on this one either. And this one's not even related to, anything that I subscribe to your channel for. So what you're doing is you're making it hard for YouTube to, recommend, other stuff that's a perfect fit for that viewer. Like you're not sticking with things, right? So because of that, one thing that I would try to do if you're trying to create an, archive of content for people is one, I would definitely, kind of pick something and do that. Versus, all of the shifting around that you're doing right now. It looks like you might be doing that. You might have transitioned into the more horror game content, which is perfectly fine. But if not, you're just going to do this for a short period of time and then completely transition to somebody else. Just keep in mind that all the people that are going to be involved with the horror content, once you switch into something else, they may or may not follow you along on that journey. So just be mindful of that. Another quick thing. Is I saw, where was it? Hold on, there's a big title issue that I saw here. Okay, this right here. So right here you have the worst jump scare I've ever experienced, September 7th. So not sure what the September 7th date in there is for, unless that's the game. Oh, it is the game. It is the game. Okay. I thought that was a date, so never mind. But yeah, first, at the very core of it, I would just try to get together, like, okay, what is it I'm trying to create? Who is it that I'm trying to create it for? And I would try to start walking down that path if you can. And then from there, I think your thumbnails, they're attention grabbing. You're focusing on the characters, things like that. So you're doing that part well, I think. But when it comes to the video content, I'm not sure what's happening in there. But I would just make sure that, you are paying attention on the videos that do get a little bit more views. It's kind of hard to tell on the low view stuff, but like these 100 view videos, I would just go in there and start just kind of loosely looking at those and just looking for like, okay, so out of the 100 people that interacted with this, how far did they get in the video? Was there any parts of the video like could I get them past that 30 seconds? If not, what am I doing in these videos to where I might be able to experiment with how I'm starting these videos so that I might be able to get people past that first 30 seconds and then kind of keep working on that as you continue through. But hang in there. Stuff's challenging.
You had a question for me.
Okay, Meld Studio, Cathay Fit.
What am I, the Meld expert now?
Apparently. So,
okay.
Meld
make
Studio.
One video.
Yeah, hey, you're the go-to now on Meld. They don't have a lot of content out there, right? So
surprising. People are sleeping on Meld.
They are. So Meld Studio, she has it. She watched your video on setting it up.
Okay.
And she's trying to add music to it, Creator Mix specifically, but she's trying to add music to it. And she set everything up. She set it to, to send it through or whatever.
Spotify?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
And she was just, it didn't work. So she's just wanting your thoughts on what she might want to try.
Okay, so I would do two things. Number one, I would make sure that when you were sharing the source that you have that selected, that audio will pass. I forget where it is, but
audio will pass.
Audio will pass. You can set it to where audio is not shared when you share a source. So you want to make sure that that is able to pass the source. Number two, when you have the audio sources down in the admin down at the bottom, you can go into the settings. I forget what it's called, but there's a button that will go into settings where you can select the channels. And there's like a left channel and a right channel. Channel 1, channel 2.
She said I did do that. It's a toggle.
Okay, it's a toggle. Go down and select the channels. I don't know if it's like left or right or channel 1 or 2 or whatever. Sometimes you might have to take it off of a channel and then put it back on a channel.
Oh, interesting.
Like set them, click out, come back in, reset them again. Sometimes it needs to make a connection. I've had that happen.
And do you know if it matters if they're porting it through the virtual cam or not? Because it looks like they're porting it through the virtual cam through Zoom.
Oh, you're coming through Zoom. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to bring it in through Zoom, I can't help you. But you can capture Spotify as its own source. Spotify, Apple Music. It's just a browser. So you'd bring it in just like you're going to bring in a camera. It's its own source. Yeah, if you're trying to bring it to Zoom, I have no idea.
Okay. So next up on the list here, we've got, we did It's Dogus already. So next up, we've got...
I feel like I should make a mini playlist for Meld.
You should.
For the 15 of you that will watch it.
You should. I'll watch it too, because I was setting my stuff up.
As that gains popularity, those videos will do well. But boy, struggling right now.
Joe Monte Golf, they do bi-weekly content. They are in the golf niche, the gold channels to make money. And the question is, I'm almost 1 year as an Amazon associate, and I've made about $158, and I'd like to improve. The short answer is make more and better content that gets more views, and I'm working on that too. Here are some questions. What's your opinion on Amazon's low commission rate and short 24-hour attribution compared to its widespread use and the potential for other product purchases? I get a smile when I get paid for someone buying dog food or something totally random, but realistically, I'd have to sell like $30,000 of random stuff at 3% commissions to make $1,000 a month. And I'd like to make more than that, or it's not really worth the effort. So should I stick with Amazon and lean into it, or refocus on other affiliate strategies? What's your best advice for new affiliate marketers that no one is actually talking about? So, okay, so I'm going to kind of mix these two together. So when it comes to getting more affiliate sales, you can definitely, make content that gets attention in YouTube's recommendation system, and that can cause a spike in revenue to the things that you're bringing attention to. But one thing that I can tell you is that it's easier to compete in a lot of cases, not everything, but it's easier to compete for search traffic on YouTube and Google than it is to compete on home pages. So because of that, I would definitely, if my channel was made for the purpose of adding value to people with a side thing of affiliate marketing, I would definitely make some content, or maybe a 50-50 split, that I'm intentionally making for the sake of trying to get that content to show up in Google and YouTube search, and possibly even ChatGPT for solutions when people are looking for things. Keep in mind that when it comes to YouTube search, people still have to respond to your videos, in a competitive manner compared to the other videos that do show up for those results. But YouTube search can be a great way to make affiliate sales, because, and then we're going to move to the next part of your question on the advice that people aren't really talking about. The reason that search can be really impactful is because there's something called buyer intent or viewer intent, depending on the case. But basically, what that is if somebody is on YouTube and they're logging into YouTube to learn something, or they're logging onto YouTube for entertainment. In that case, if your video shows up on YouTube's home feed and you're able to grab their attention and pull them in, then in that particular case, they're not really in buying mode necessarily, and your video is sharing what it's sharing, but then you mention those affiliate products, but because they're not really like a hot lead, so to speak, they're enjoying the content. They're not necessarily there to buy anything or to get information on the thing or anything like that. So because of that, they're going to come in, they're going to enjoy the content, and when you present whatever it is that you're promoting as an affiliate, in that case, they might, get it, they might not get it, or, whatever, but that person watching the video isn't like a slam dunk in terms of like, okay, if they watch this video, there's a higher chance that they might make a purchase through this video. However, when you make content that is more search targeted, and you're making that content around things that people are searching for around some of the products that you're talking about, then in that particular case, you are getting your videos in front of people that are intentionally looking for information about those products because they want to see a review, because they're thinking about getting it, or they're interested in it already in some way. They're watching a list video in terms of like, top 10, studio accessories, music studio accessories every musician needs, right? Like that kind of stuff. But that can also be, there for home pages as too, lower intent there. But if somebody's looking for like, music studio accessories in YouTube search, then having that video pop up there, it gives them a whole list of things that you could make sales off of. Same thing if you find products that are competitive. So like, let's say, for example, you are doing, like an iPad, tablet versus like an Android tablet. And then in that case, both of them, whichever, ones are popular right now, you have those videos. People are looking because they're thinking of buying one or the other and they're trying to make that decision. Well, in that case, if you can help them make that decision and they're searching for, Android, whatever the model is, versus iPad, and you have a video that shows up in search and it's like, hey, Android versus iPad, then in that case, they're going there, they're watching your video, and that person has a higher likelihood of clicking on the links that you have available because you're kind of helping them through that decision, right? So when it comes to YouTube search, it's really powerful in that way. So a lot of times when you target videos for YouTube search, they can still do well in the recommendation system, but when you target videos for YouTube search, it can hurt at the time of publish because in some cases those videos just won't do as well on the channel. But as long as they perform well in YouTube and or Google search, and in some cases even ChatGPT, then in that case, those videos can kind of come to life later. But even though they might not get as many views, they can generate revenue, right? So because of that, you might be able to make more there on a video that gets, 1,000 views or 5,000 views than a video on YouTube's in YouTube's recommendation system that gets, 10,000 or 20,000 views, right? So that buyer intent thing is really important when it comes to affiliate marketing if you're aggressively doing it and trying to improve your affiliate income. So you want to make sure that if you are promoting something as an affiliate that you are considering, okay, if somebody's looking for this, what would they be looking for? So they'd be looking for reviews, that kind of thing, comparisons, that type of content, and make that type of stuff. And then you can also, if YouTube detects it, and this is one of the really amazing things about YouTube's recommendation system, is that if YouTube finds that somebody's watching that type of content already on different products and things like that, like, hey, this person's watched like 4 videos or 2 videos on, this Android tablet versus, an iPad, then, they might also recommend your content to them in the recommendation system as well, but that video is still set up and primed and designed for the sake of giving them the information that they need so they can make a buying decision. So because of that, just make sure that the content decisions that you're making are in alignment with what it is that you're trying to sell, and that you're trying to get your videos in front of people that have a higher likelihood of actually making a purchase. And then from there, you have Amazon, and the sell for Amazon as an affiliate, as a content creator, is that, just in case, for those of you that don't know this, when you send somebody to Amazon, let's say that I'm selling this mouse in a video, or I bring attention to this mouse, I have a review video about this. If somebody watches this review video and then they click on that Amazon link and they go to Amazon to purchase this, and they don't end up purchasing this, but they get distracted on Amazon and end up purchasing a TV and a microwave or a air fryer or something like that, I'm going to get commission from the air fryer and the TV also. So because of that, you have that really cool opportunity to where it doesn't matter what they buy within that 24-hour window, you can get a percentage of that. But like you mentioned, the percentage is low. So because of that, you need to balance it out yourself and just kind of weigh out, should I send people to Amazon, or should I find the other affiliate outlets that some of these things are available through and send people to there? Or if you qualify for it, YouTube also has their built-in affiliate system too, and you can use that. Like, one of the cool things that I like about YouTube's affiliate system is they actually will show you, they will give you breakdowns on the percentage of the sale. So for example, they'll show you that your commissions, like for this, if you send them to this place, your commissions are like 2%. If you send them to this place, your commissions are, 8% or 10%. So then you can start thinking, okay, well, if I'm going to go ahead and pin these things to my video, in that case, that place is reputable enough that YouTube trusts it to actually add it to this system. So therefore, let me send them to the place where the buyer is going to spend the same amount of money, but I'm going to get 10% on the commission if somebody actually makes a purchase. And then you have the opportunity to do that. I know Home Rapid Repair. He does well on the affiliate side when it comes to actually pinning stuff to videos and using YouTube's shopping affiliate program. But the whole idea is just trying to find ways that you can increase the commissions that you're getting on the things that you're selling. So in your case, because you're talking about golf products, you might also want to reach out to golf outlets. So I have a video on my channel that actually goes more in depth on this. It's a video I didn't publish too long ago, and the whole thing is about how to make money on YouTube. And I think the video itself might be like 18 minutes or 20 minutes or something like that. I can't remember. But on that particular video, it's probably within my last 10 uploads. go watch that video. It goes a little bit deeper with examples and stuff on this whole concept. But one thing that you also should do is you should just hop into Google and say golfing affiliate programs. And then from there, you're going to get a list of those affiliate programs and see what the commissions are on those, see what it is that they offer, see if they offer the same things that, that you're bringing attention to, that kind of thing. And you might be able to instantly increase the amount that you're getting from each affiliate sale just by switching the place that you're actually, promoting as an affiliate. And then from there, like you mentioned in your question, getting the views higher, that sort of thing is definitely something that you want to do. And consistency is also going to be a big deal. So like in your case, you published 4 months ago, 3 months ago, and then 3 weeks ago, and then 5 days ago. So I would definitely just get in the habit. If you're wanting to really leverage YouTube for affiliate sales, just get in the habit of being like, okay, what can I make a video about? If I'm going to publish like a video a week for the next 90 days, then what can I make a video about that would make sense as it comes to, golf and bringing attention to golf products through my content.
Are you finished?
I'm finished.
Dude, that was like a 30-minute answer.
Was it?
Holy,
good.
That was probably the longest you've ever spent on a single question. And
he's been on YouTube for like a year. I want to make sure he gets what he needs.
In the history of doing this stream.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, he's been on YouTube. He made $158 from Amazon Associate.
I watched 3 documentaries over here
it's good.
While you were answering that.
Good. I wanted to make sure he got what he needed.
Man.
Yeah, it's good.
Listen, he probably isn't even in here.
Probably not. He probably left like 30 minutes ago.
Who is it? Who is it?
The channel name is Joe Monty Golf. Joe Monty, are you still
Joe
in here?
Monty Golf, are you in here?
Yep. Throw me a solid. Please say you're still in here.
If you are not, if he does not pop up,
I love it.
Yeah.
Probably not. They might watch it on the replay or something.
They're not going to watch this on the replay.
Maybe. A lot of people watch it on the replay.
If they ask a question and then leave.
Oh, he's here. He's here.
Where's he at?
Yeah, he said, huh? What? Yeah, he was sleeping. He said. Yeah.
Where's he at? He wasn't even listening. He wasn't even paying attention.
Oh,
that's why you don't negotiate with terrorists. Jeez.
Oh, goodness. All right. So next up, we've got Making My Abode on the Raid is the next channel here. They upload 1 video per week or more. They've been on YouTube for a year or more. They do RV living and travel content. The question is, my biggest goal for the channel is to make it an actual business. Can you give me any ideas for a product that I can create and offer my audience? Not a trip planner. So here's the thing. So I'm going to make a video for my channel, by the way, because, you guys that are here on a regular basis, that I'm making like all these AI, assisted tools. And I'm actually going to make a video for my channel.
What's your channel about?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Okay.
But I'm going to make a video for my channel for you, if you would be interested in it, about how to use some of these tools to make products for your audience. If that's something that you'd be interested in,
it's going to be a helpful video.
Just say yes in the chat. Yeah, I'm sure it won't do well at all. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm looking for this Making My Abode on the Road channel, and I'm putting in the URL, and it's not working. Let me search for it this way. Man, I hope this is the same channel. So there's one here that has 24,000 subscribers. I hope this is the right channel, because this is the one that I'm going to
Well,
talk
if we
about.
Could spend the next 30 minutes talking about a wrong channel, that'd be great.
It would. So really quick, okay, so we've got yes. So we got some yeses here on the product list.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Yes, I'll make that video. Okay, that is the right channel. Okay. So in terms of products, okay, so D, I need your brainstorming brain here. Ready? Need your focus here.
All right, let's go.
Anybody have a blinking light? Blinking light for D? Okay.
Okay.
So the channel here is Making My Abode on the Road.
Okay.
And they do RVing, RV cooking, and recipe, and cleaning, homeschooling, crafting, as well as family travel and shenanigans.
Okay.
Looking for some products that they can make for their audience.
Scroll to, let me see their videos here. Just kind of see what they're talking about. Okay, here we go. How to properly inspect them. Okay, so there's a couple things, and I don't know how in depth you're wanting to go here, but as someone who's gone down rabbit holes trying to learn how to do this, just in general, you could think about digital products, teaching people how to do certain things, like how to build their own solar panels in their RVs, how to go to the store, how to select them, how to wire them, how to set them up, how to connect them. You could create videos, PDF files, other digital products to base them around specific topics. Or you could do an all-inclusive, how to live on the road. You could do a homeschool curriculum. This is what we're teaching our children. That doesn't mean that's how they have to.
Do you know if it, like with homeschools, do governments like give that to people? Like, do they have like a certain thing they have to follow?
It doesn't matter. But if their fans might want to know how they're teaching their children.
Got it.
Right? It's not that you're telling people this is how you have to teach your children. They might be interested in learning how you're teaching your children. I would go with digital products at first.
Yeah. I would definitely go with digital products.
Yeah, I would go with digital products. And I'm only seeing a few videos here. Can you scroll around a little bit more so I can... Have your part.
I know you said that not a travel planner, but I would do a travel planner. I would definitely do that. I agree with these thing. I would put together like checklists and things like that. Since you're doing like RV organization, I would definitely put together like downloadables and things like that. So basically making like an RV pack. So anybody that gets an RV and they're going to, hit the road with it or something like that, it would basically be your kind of toolkit of things that, like here's some checklists for all the things you got to make sure that you have. Here's like all the different cleaning things that you need to know about for RVs. Here's like all of these things that you just have from your experience that maybe you didn't know when you bought the RV.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah. So in addition to this, you could do something like you could set up some sort of a mailing list. You could get, hey, get our free RV organizational kit. You give them a free PDF that has all the products that you use or you would like to use, and they all have affiliate links that would go out to Amazon or other stores that give you affiliate sales. So to get that for free, it puts them into an email funnel where you could drip them weekly newsletters, keep them up to date on new videos, where you're at, what you're doing, if you have a new product to sell, kind of, foster your own community that way through email, in addition to coming up with other digital products to sell. But I wouldn't give them away. Like if you're talking about, RV organization, go to that video and go down to their description. I really hope that they're pushing affiliate links hard on this.
Yeah, they got Walmart, something from Walmart right here. They've got some Amazon links down here as well.
Perfect. So I would, and you can use AI to help you do this. You can get the transcript, you can put it into ChatGPT or the Gemini, and you can say, hey, help me build this into a PDF file. You can put all of these links into the PDF file, because if people come across your other videos and they don't know about this video, you could give them that PDF to download that has all this same information, and that you give you more chances to actually get affiliate sales that way.
Yeah, other things too. I mean, like, I'm not sure how like motivated you are to make products. But
they're going on the affiliate stuff. I love
on the
it.
affiliate stuff. Yeah, I love you're promoting like Starlink and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how motivated you are to make stuff, but like like with AI now, like for RVers, I don't know if anybody's put out like RV specific like apps and stuff like that yet, but you definitely have the opportunity to do that. It's easier than it's ever been. So you might want to consider those types of things as well if you're motivated to do those types of things, but they can take some time and definitely come with a learning curve.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a product that you wish existed that didn't exist, if you have the resources to make that happen, you could definitely have that build as well. But I would definitely test the market to make sure that that's something that you could sell. You could sell to a lot of people. What else do they have in here? Bike sharing, bike charity. Keep scrolling. What's their most popular?
Yeah, here you've got like an e-bike for charity thing here. Yeah, like bike trails, like like a personalized bike trail thing. Mike was showing me a really cool app when he was here. That is like a runners and bikers app, and basically wherever we went, he was showing me where you could. I mean, he didn't show me in every place, but he was showing me how like in the city or like out at the lake, stuff like that. It basically tracks where people have ran in the past or ridden their bikes in the past, so that you already know the paths to take and things like that. And he said when he travels around the world, it helps him find like scenic places and things like that in terms of the best places to run. So they could do something similar, but for RVers, to where it's like, hey, these are the routes that you want to take while you're driving and things like that. That made some type of scenic approach to what it is that you're doing, giving the best camping spots, all that stuff, or not camping, but parking spots and all that.
Your own downloadable guide of all the best places you've been.
Yep. You could do it in PDF style, or you could just make an app out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are some ideas.
He does. Chatty Cathy says, "I noticed D has more energy today." He does. He absolutely does. He's fiery today. He's fiery. Yeah.
Yeah. I that's what I would go with. You're already going heavy with the affiliate marketing. I would just think what you can put on every video. So you can put a store together. And by the way, I'm actually going through this right now with YouTube. I'm trying to add the fourth, Renee, if you're listening, I'm trying to add the fourth wall. I had Spread Shop in my merch shelf. So I could have merch show up underneath my my videos. So if you're monetized inside of YouTube Shopping, you can add stores and you can sell digital products or you can sell t-shirts, etc., and it will show up underneath your videos. So I added the fourth wall, and I'm nonstop errors with that. But the cool thing about the fourth wall, when you can get it to work properly with YouTube, is that you can put your digital products in there as well. So any PDFs that you create, any videos that you create that you want to sell, you can package them up and sell them through the fourth wall, and that YouTube has them listed as a vendor, so you can put those underneath your video. So you can have a PDF you can sell for $5 or $9 or something like that, or a zip file full of videos that you can put together as a single product and sell that for whatever you want to sell it for, $20, $50, $100, whatever. So just think about how you can solve specific problems that your audience might have. Really comes down to that.
Yeah, Doug said he had issues with Spring and loading digital products into YouTube also.
Yeah, I was fine with Spring. Mine's with fourth wall. Yeah. Yeah, just think about, what are the pain points for my community and how can I solve them and how can I put them together in product, either in video form or in a PDF form, and try to solve it that way.
Yeah, like you could make like an ultimate guide to RVing across America, because I think that's where you're at. So like the ultimate guide to RVing across America, and the people that are interacting with your content, if they're, into what it is that you're doing and they're wanting to kind of follow along and do their own trips as well, those types of things can, also be helpful. And as a part of that, you could introduce like a travel element to it in terms of the planner. But you could also have it to where, like I was saying, you have all of those like checklist of all the things that you've learned along the way, those types of things to just kind of help guide people that, are just getting into that. Cause I'm sure there's all kinds of, like our mom actually did that for a while too. And there's all kinds of like, little things that, that you just never know, you didn't think of before, you started taking that adventure.
Hey, Roberto.
To where you could save people that pain.
Yeah, Roberto.
Hey, Roberto.
That's kind of what I was thinking about. He was saying 3D printing custom mods for your RV.
That's good too.
Exactly. When I was talking about producing things like that for organization or just mods in general, get a 3D printer, learn how to use it, sell one-offs.
Yep.
That way. If you have the room in the RV.
Yeah.
I mean, make one of the kids sleep outside. Put
on the roof. I mean, it's got a roof. It's flat.
Put a tent on the roof.
Yeah.
Put the You don't want to get the 3D printer wet.
Yeah. Yeah, Roberto Blake in the house. For those of you that just are not familiar with Roberto yet, make sure that you do go and check out his YouTube channel. But he is also the author of Create Something Awesome, which is a book here about monetizing your YouTube channel. The whole tagline here is start profiting from your passion. But this will teach you, all the important stuff about, generating profit from your YouTube channel in the creator economy. But if you just hop on Amazon and you look for Create Something Awesome, you will find this book from the amazing Roberto Blake. Next up, we've got the Mangerino Adventures.
And really, before we move on, they did say that they don't want to hear about a travel planner.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might have already tried a travel planner. I don't know. That might be why you say that, but don't.
That's why I'm saying like the ultimate RV, guide.
The packaging is what matters. Like if you've tried it in the past and it didn't work, it could have been your packaging. It could have been how you tried to sell it. Repackage it. Think of a different angle to take, because that's really all. Just like your YouTube videos, right? How you package your video can make or break if it's going to go out to a broad audience or not. You may have just packaged it wrong.
Yep. So next up, we've got the Mangerino Adventures. They do daily content, but on YouTube for a year or more. They do Disney parks and Disney cruises. And the goal is to connect with others who like what they like. And they say, am I packaging my thumbnail or title to draw attention for people to click? Or should I be doing something else? I feel like I'm lacking a little on the click rate, so it's hard to sometimes gauge on my retention and what else that I can improve. I've done A/B testing, and it draws 1 to 5%. Okay, so let's see what you are doing there real quick like. Okay, D, first glance, these thumbnails. What do you think? Help if I pull them up on the screen.
Yeah,
there you go.
Put them on the screen.
What do you think?
Hold on, let me look them up here. First glance. There's a lot going on. a lot of these.
Yep, some of these, there's a lot going on, like this one right here. Like if the whole theme is that you're doing Disney stuff, Disney live stream, and cruises, anything Disney related, I would make sure that there's Disney, very clear and easy to read Disney imagery on there. For anything that's cruise related, I would make sure that there's very clear and easy to see cruise related things on there, like in this example here.
On here,
I would definitely simplify these thumbnails, and I would leverage the actual imagery itself more than I would the text on these.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You are at Disney taking pictures of things that are taking place at Disney, and you're putting enormous text over the amazing thing that you're trying to bring attention to at Disney. So what I would do, for example, just finding treasure. Now, I can understand the element of curiosity. Ooh, what is it? I can't really tell what it is. But most people are not going to think that. They're not going to pause and try to figure that out. So I would learn how to take pictures that can properly show what, like you're haunting the Oogie Boogie Bash. I don't know what that is from.
You can't even tell. Like
right.
I'm staring at it and I can't figure out what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's nothing on here. Opening night Oogie Boogie Bash. Like I don't know what that is. I'm staring at it. I'm trying to. I'm reading your title, and I'm looking at your thumbnail and looking at your thing, and I don't know what it is. Now, I'm not your target audience, but that might mean something to your target audience. But these other things, Halloween Begins. I would try to find imagery for that thumbnail that represents Halloween without showing all the stuff in the thumbnail. Just kind of pick one or two things and kind of focus on those one or two things, and then back the text off. Right? The text shouldn't be the thing when you're trying to highlight Disney imagery.
Yeah, another thing too, Amy Johnson Crow here says the time is now. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at. Like right here, just because like everything is small. Yeah. Right on this, so it's challenging. Like I can see what's his name? Pluto. I can see Pluto here. But everything else is just super small in terms of know.
Let's see what other Disney channels are doing really quick. Yep. Let's see how they're. Yeah, I'm not your target audience, so I can't. I don't even know what the other channels are that are doing this. Let's see.
I'm trying to think of how to categorize this when I'm looking for it. Let's see here. Disney vlogs, maybe?
Yeah.
Let's go here.
Disney World. Let's see. Magic Kingdom. Even here. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this, right? Magic Kingdom one here, where they have like the three.
This is like no Disney here, but they loved this one.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
but he's got a huge. He's got a check mark already.
But here's the thing, though. Let's say I'm scrolling YouTube, and I'm not even like a big Disney person, and even though I'm not, no, you went past it. Go back right there.
Here.
Yeah, even though I'm not a huge fan of putting those three different images in there, I immediately identify with those images, especially that one right in the middle, Magic Kingdom. And the text is small enough to where my brain instantly goes, oh, that looks like this is Magic Kingdom. Boom, there's Magic Kingdom text. Like my brain works and immediately puts that together to where I don't have to think that's, like, I know that's about Disney. If I didn't even read the title, I know this is about Disney. And the text, if she would have put that text in big green bold letters over the castle, I might not make that connection that it's the Magic Castle, even though you put the text in front of it.
Yeah, using iconic imagery when possible, and as long as it's within copyright, safe ways, is definitely something to consider.
Even there, right? They have themselves in the picture, the imagery in the background. She has the Minnie Mouse ears on, Disney. The one underneath it, they're in front of the castle, right? Just bring that imagery in closer so it's easier to identify what's going on when somebody comes across your thumbnail. Are they allowed to use Mickey Mouse in thumbnails?
If they take the photo themselves, I'm not sure.
No, I mean, like, does Disney aggressively come after people who are using?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
not sure.
Yeah,
yeah. I've never had any outside of knowing people that have a Disney channel. I'm not sure. Like, I've never done anything if anybody does anything Disney related.
Yeah. So Park Bros says, as a Disney channel, I get the point of using the imagery. Yeah, exactly. Like, I get it. You're there. You want to capture everything. You want the magic of Disney, but it doesn't translate well in a thumbnail in a single image the same way it does when you're standing there. So you're going to have to find something to focus on and bring that closer. So when somebody's scrolling, they can easily identify what's going on in the picture. Because nobody's going to stop and try to figure it out.
Yeah.
You just don't have time to do it.
Yeah, the whole goal when it comes to thumbnails is in situations like that where you're targeting somebody that's very specific and interested in very specific things. Like with entertainment channels, it's different. But when you're targeting people that are interested in a very specific subject matter, using that imagery heavily is a good move, because if somebody's on a homepage, it's just one of those little things that's going to stand out to them. Because you got to think, when you log onto YouTube and you're watching videos and you see suggested videos or you see the homepage, you're competing with everything that YouTube thinks is a good fit for that person. So if there's another Disney channel and they are using that imagery and that's going to be the thing that's pulling their attention, then in that case, you're going to lose out to them every time if you're not leveraging, some of that imagery. So because of that, using that imagery that helps people just instantly identify the content about something that they might be interested in or something they might care about, is definitely something to do on the channel.
Park Bros says Disney typically likes vloggers and live streamers. I think they meant to say so they
don't bother us.
Yeah,
that's what I think too. So next up, we've got Fact Storm. Fact Storm does daily content, but on YouTube for less than a month. They do an interesting facts niche channel. The goal of the channel is to make money. And they say, why are my videos flopping?
Pull them floppers out. Let's have a gander.
So they didn't put a competitor channel on here. So because of that, normally, we would have skipped this one. But let's just see what it is that they are doing. Okay, probably because you're not making videos. You got like one video that you published 5 hours ago. So I would make videos. That'll be number one. Let's see. Okay, you got some shorts.
There we go.
Okay. It might be because, like people do respond to, AI generated, stuff like these. But, like these do look like overly AI. So, for the people that do care about that kind of thing, maybe you're, kind of turning some of them off. Did you know the triple point? Did you know this fact about Oxford? Did you know that humans have a, did you know this fact about space? Yeah, so basically you're just using this did you know theme. So yeah, so with all of this, it could just be that, people are coming in here and just some of this imagery is, as they go in, is just not, vibing, or they're just not enjoying the short. Like you can go into your stats in here and you can see how people are responding to these.
I don't know if they're being truncated because you're controlling the computer, but scroll down for a second.
They are.
They are. Because the only one that I see that has the hashtag shorts, which we don't have to put anymore, has the most views. Or almost has no. I see a couple more with some views. I just found that ironic. Of all the ones that they were uploaded, I don't see if they have the hashtag, which we don't have to add anymore. But you have that. And it did significantly better than a lot of the others.
Yeah, they're in the other ones too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you hover over them,
yeah, because I can't tell.
Yeah,
okay,
like this one doesn't have it. That one doesn't have it, but this one does. This one does.
Okay.
This one does.
So they're truncating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AI stuff is hard, man. I mean, YouTube is hard in general. Yeah, YouTube takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to try to figure out who the right audience is and how to keep them watching, how to get them to click, how to get them to get interest. You have to make sure you have the right idea and how to keep them watching your video. And when you're using AI, I think that adds a whole nother set of skills that you have to learn, because you have to not only learn how to get them interested in your idea. Well, the idea has to be there. You have to make sure that you're able to generate AI thumbnails that are going to get them to click, or you're making an AI video or AI hook, or you have imagery at the beginning and you're probably using an AI voice, I'm guessing, based on your thumbnails. So all of that has to come together, especially if it's a short, right? You have like a split second to get somebody's attention. Right. So your AI skills, your prompting skills have to be on point in addition to everything else that you have to do on YouTube.
So really quick, Shark Scrapper was asking Renee a question, but I'm going to throw some information out here too. So he says that I'm trying to set up a creator meet for my town in Asheville, North Carolina. Is there a way for me to search for creators around a specific location? To my knowledge, on YouTube itself, you can't like geolocate a creator, but you could look for vloggers and stuff there by just putting in like Asheville, North Carolina and seeing what comes up and then reaching out to them. Other things that you can do, like here where I'm at, there's actually like a Chiang my YouTubers group. And with that, then, people that are, passing through town or people that live here, whatever, like as they run across that, then, anytime there's a meetup here, then they just post it in those groups. So, you could create something like that in something, around your area. And I'm not sure on Facebook if you can, kind of bring attention to it in the area. But if so, that might be something to do as well. But when it comes to, that sort of thing, creating like a local Facebook group or something like that might be the path for that. Another thing too is here. Let's just hop onto YouTube real quick and take a gander. Asheville, North Carolina. Dave, you want to talk for a second here while I'm
what are you pulling up?
Researching here?
You're pulling up Nashville,
Yes,
North Carolina?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What was their main question? They're trying to figure out how to do meets?
Yeah. Give me 1 second here.
All right. I'm going to hop into the chat here for a
Okay.
second while he's pulling something up. China scammed me out of $25. Okay, that's a weird comment. Editing companies do live calls on .live call. And I'm going through the chat to see what you guys are talking about right now.
So Shark Scrapper, really quick.
There you go.
So I just put in Asheville, North Carolina, and then I went over to here. Let me just show you how to do this.
All right,
just in case you
D1
don't know.
Lambo.
So basically, I put in Asheville, North Carolina, and then I went to filters, and then I just put location here in the filters, and then now it's showing me here. This person doing the getaway there, 5 best places in North Carolina that you should move to. You could probably reach out to them. This one here, city to city docket, something about North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, lakefront house for sale. You're probably going to run into tons of real estate stuff. But this would just be a starting point on maybe somewhere where you could go or a way that you could go to find people that are in Asheville, North Carolina there. But yeah, so basically putting it in and then putting that location filter on. And then you can also try it without that location filter. And then you're going to get some other videos about it where they didn't put the location in there. And then you can, try to find some things that way as well. And one thing I want to check here really quick, if we click into this. So once we click into the video, you can see right here also where we have the North Carolina, and then I can just click on North Carolina, and then we're going to see some more shorts. This Landio channel, I follow them on TikTok, by the way. Love watching their videos. Just like a real quick oversight of land for sale, like all over the place. It's awesome.
Yeah, you sent me that one before.
Yeah, awesome stuff. But anyway, so then we see more down here, living in Charlotte team. She popped up again for that video. We've got some new stuff there. Radio show, the Living in Charlotte team again. So yeah, Anna and Carl travel.
Scroll up for a second.
Yeah.
Scroll up. Look at this dude.
Stay
right
away
there.
from?
No, look at this guy right here, the Adam Gold show.
Oh.
Dude's with an arm sling. Look at him.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice the arm sling. Yep.
He's got like an arm sling and the weirdest looking. What is that? What kind of mic stand is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's just like the most bizarre thumbnail. Mm-hmm. Hope your arm's doing all right, guy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that just might be a good place for you to start.
I didn't know people still lived in North Carolina. I thought that was considered a contamination zone. Mm-hmm. No,
kind of like Chernobyl.
Yeah,
but for North Carolina.
Yeah.
So Scody,
I thought the National Guard ran everybody out of there.
Right? Not yet. But yeah, they're probably going to.
Yeah.
So Scody is the next channel here. They upload 1 time per week or more. They are a DIY mechanic. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, I just want to know if I'm doing right on my channel. So the way that you know that you're doing right is you go in and you look at your returning viewers on your channel. That's helpful. In addition to that, just look at how people are responding well to your videos. That's also going to, kind of help you answer that question. But in terms, like I'm looking at your thumbnails right now, like you're focusing on, a lot on text. So I would, kind of cut that down a little bit. But yeah, you're doing a lot of focus on text. The problem with what you're doing, and I'm just going to show this here real quick, is unless you're always working on the same type of car, a challenge that car channels have is that, like, if this one here is for a Honda Odyssey and this one here is for a Nissan, your channel is just going to become like a search-based utility channel, because the only people that are going to care about this content are people that are trying to fix these problems, and those people are going to be searching for those problems in order to find solutions to them. So because of that, the problem is if somebody comes in and they watch like a Honda video, and then your next video is a Nissan video, then in that case, like, the Honda people aren't going to care about the Nissan video. Here, you're changing a radiator on a Ford. The Honda and the Nissan people don't care about that Ford video, right? So because of that, like, each video is only good for that viewer that's trying to solve that very specific problem on that very specific vehicle. So because of that, car channels do have some issues with that. So if you do want to kind of make some content that is more general in nature, one thing that you might want to consider is making some videos that are, maintenance related videos that apply to all cars, in terms of like, how do you know if your brake pads are wearing out? How do you, things to, repair, how to identify if the oil change place is, lying to you about your air filter, like those types of things, to where it would be a little bit more general in nature, and it would apply to car owners in general, instead of it just applying to the individual things. Even with that, since you're a mechanic and you're doing the DIY stuff, you're still going to end up falling back on these DIY videos. But if you did want to make some content that applies to larger people to maybe help you, grow the channel a little bit, then in that case, making some content that would help people solve those problems at scale and be able to identify those types of things with your expertise would be something to consider.
Kind of have some breaking news.
What do you got?
I just saw something.
Please.
Please. I just saw something here.
What?
You guys might want to sit down for this. They are re-releasing Star Wars: A New Hope in 2027 in theaters.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
For the 50-year anniversary.
That's cool. That's cool. I thought it was something else.
For the 50-year anniversary,
cool.
The original Star Wars is going back in theaters.
All right, that's cool. That's a win.
Breaking news.
That is exciting.
That
is exciting.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
we're going to be able to see Star Wars again on the.
That's good. I hope it. I hope they do it over here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be worldwide.
Oh, nice.
So they're doing it worldwide.
Oh, IMAX. Smoke Shop says in IMAX ? Will they do it in IMAX? Gosh, that would be great.
I don't know. But that's incredible. The original.
Yeah, we'll get tickets in advance for that to make sure we don't miss it.
Yeah. 2007. There you go.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, huge breaking news on that one. All right, that concludes our stream.
Is that going to be the CGI version, or is it going to be the original?
I don't know what version they're going to put out, but that's pretty exciting. It's a 50-year anniversary. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, woo. Okay.
Yeah, wow.
So next up, we've got Delila Rodriguez. They've been on YouTube for a year or more. They focus on women's health, hormones, GLP-1s, and sustainable wellness. The goal is to be a full-time content creator. And they say, I'm on a weight loss journey, 230 pounds down so far.
Wow.
Whoa.
Congratulations.
Nice work. Nice. 120 pounds on my own, and then 111 with GLP-1. Because of my medical diagnosis, my videos barely break 100 views. I only upload 3 times a week. That's a lot, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely should not put only in front of that. But you say that you upload 3 times a week. Plus, I live once a week. My videos get 25 plus comments a video. Having trouble finding what my actual niche is, weight loss and health, or is it GLP-1s? I guess I just need help overall because my channel is barely growing, although well engaged with a handful of people. So let's take a look at what it is that you're doing. Make sure I grab the right channel here.
Pulling them up.
1 second.
All right. Smoked Shop says path to burnout.
Okay, so the very first thing that I do want to bring to your attention is if you are talking about, like the medicine and things like that, like right now, okay, if I were, let's do it this way. Give me 1 second here to remove these. Bloop. Okay, so if we completely remove your titles, okay, and we're looking at just your thumbnails here, what about this particular thumbnail says anything about Maggiorno, which is the thing that this video is about, right? So if you were to see this on YouTube's homepage, with you being familiar with that and, all of those things, what about this would help you identify that this was about Maggiorno, right? Same exact thing goes with, let's see here, week 62 weight loss update, gratitude, progress, and healthier snacks, okay? So another thing we're going to do is we're going to turn this on again. And what about this thumbnail right here is also helping somebody? Like what about this says says weight loss, right? So things that you can do, because you're in a unique position to where you've had just an amazing transformation. So what I would leverage on your YouTube channel as much as you possibly could is before and after photos. I would do that. And if you're going to put snacks in there, they'll see that in the title. But basically before, this was, my situation before, after, this is what I'm like now, so that people can see that transition from the outside. That's going to instantly make your thumbnails a lot more, interesting to people, because then people are going to be like, oh, wow. Let's go and watch this and see how they did that, right? And when you're adding, the title has like snacks in it and things like that, then it's like, wow, they lost, all that weight and they're still eating snacks. Let's see what they got, right? So I would definitely work on, the imagery when it comes to what it is that you're doing, because it's focused on you, which is okay. But you want to focus it on the thing that's going to help people identify that it's about what you're talking about, right? That's the goal there. So I would definitely just kind of rework what you're doing there. In addition to that, you have week 62 weight loss update, gratitude, progress, and healthier snacks. So another thing to remember is that in situations like that, with this video here, this is cool, and this is definitely going to bring some people in. But when you can add an additional value that the viewer themselves might be able to walk away with, it's going to instantly make these videos more attractive to more people. Because then it doesn't just become about you and your weight loss update. It's about, weight 62 weight loss update, how I lost 230 pounds. That is instantly more impactful than gratitude, progress, and healthier snacks, right? Because then it's like, okay, like this is my journey, this is the update, this is how I did it, and you have like before and after pictures all over the place, and then you instantly are going to make things more interesting from taking that approach from people that are interested in weight loss. Any additional thoughts there, D?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, congratulations on your journey.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a significant amount of weight.
It is.
Yeah.
Like Neil, I want some snacks now, though.
That's a whole person.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Like, that's crazy.
It is.
You lost
Absolutely
an entire person.
Yeah.
Of what I can't even imagine how good you feel now. Like that extra weight just on your bones. I can imagine. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Huge congratulations. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a whole person. Mm-hmm. That's like seriously, that's walking around with me on your back. Mm-hmm. That's nuts.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Like your ankles and your knees and your hips and on your back. Yep. Wow, man. Yeah. Just way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Keep going. Mm-hmm.
Kneeling Warriors is our next question. They upload one time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 6 months. They have a channel to help new Christians develop a stronger prayer life with God and faith-based content. And the question is, can you please explain the difference between regular views and unique viewers? In my analytics reach section, I see a breakdown of video analytics, impressions, CTR, and unique views. Thank you for both of your help. So yeah, so when it comes to regular views and unique viewers are people that haven't interacted with it before, and regular viewers are people that do interact with your content. So that's the difference between regular and unique.
I think it's within like, was it a 6 month period or something like that?
You're doing something different. So you're doing the breakdown on
the new ones that they
so it's like new, casual, and returning.
Right.
So with the unique and the regular, the difference is, have they interacted with your channel or not?
Yep.
Next up, we've got Jay Bay. And just a heads up, by the way, really quick. So for those of you, when it comes to these types of things, and this is a part of my app that I don't talk about that much, but for those of you that do use the new Creator app, which, by the way, I have it pinned at the very top of the screen. This app, it has, if you go to the Resources tab in the app, it has a glossary. So basically in this glossary, I don't have everything in there yet. I keep adding to it. But basically with this glossary for all of these types of, this terminology, it has all of the, all the YouTube terminology in here, tells you what everything means. You can sort it by, let's see here. So far, I've got YouTube analytics in here. I've got cameras in here and all the camera technology. I've got lighting and all the terminology that goes with that. I've got audio in terms of like audio processing, microphones, stuff like that. Monetization terminology, and just like a general other category of things that you need to know, like calls to action and things like that. But I have all of that available inside of the new Creator app under the Resources tab as well. And just while I'm here on it, there's also a creator support page as well. So this will take you, a lot of times creators don't know where to go for support when they have a problem with their channel and just to keep up on stuff. So this has links to YouTube community guidelines, their terms of service, chat and email support. It has a link to Renee Ritchie, who's in the chat, to his Twitter account, Team YouTube on Twitter or on X. And to the YouTube Help Center. So if you do have issues with your channel, you can find the support that you need there as well. So if you're not using this yet, make sure that you do check it out. You can find it in the pinned comment at the very top of the screen, or you can look for it in the App Store under New Creator. And right now it is iPhone only, but the web app and Android app are coming.
They're on the way.
J-Bay is the next channel. They upload one time per week or more, been on YouTube for less than 6 months. The channel, they say advice for new creators. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And they say a recent video is getting traction, 100,000 impressions and a CTR of 6.7. At what point can I consider that viral, and what makes YouTube stop pushing a video like that? I'm just going to go see what it is that you're offering.
Are you pulling them up?
Yeah. So in terms of viral, like viral is going to be, oh, hey dude, I watched one of your videos, the other day. So it was on deleting the YouTube Studio app. So in terms of, what YouTube, like not showing the videos, anymore, they start becoming not competitive for the audiences that you're trying to reach. In addition to that, they can also be to where, maybe it's just taking a lull right now, and then, they're still testing against people, just not at the same rate. And then when they find that, additional audience for it, then it can pick up from there. So with this type of content, when you first publish a video, like, yes, they can do well right out of the gate. But you also want to give things some time a little bit, because sometimes you can publish something and it can take, a little bit of time for it to start getting some traction. And then if you look at it again in like a month, 2 or 3, then, you can see that it was going like this. Maybe it was a 10 out of 10, but then it starts pulling one of these and starts rising once YouTube finds the audience and starts responding to it. So because of that, what's probably happening is you're just getting into a place to where either one, it's not as competitive, or just interest in the specific topic itself might not be hitting the mark anymore. And keep in mind, when it comes to click-through rate, that can be deceiving as well, because I see like a lot of your views here. You have one video, which is the one that I got recommended at 7.8 thousand subscribers. I'm going to subscribe to your channel. But at 7.8 thousand views. But you have a lot of these that are like, 200 views, 700 views, things like that. So with views like that, your click-through rate can be misleading. Right. So a few things that you want to make sure that you're doing is, when it comes to your click-through rate, you want to make sure that you are looking at your traffic sources. And instead of just looking at the click-through rate overall, make sure that you're looking to see where the clicks are actually coming from. Because, for example, click-through rate from your channel page, can distort things a little bit, because that's people that are already engaged or on your channel page looking for stuff to watch. So if you have like a high click-through rate from there, then it can make it look like your click-through rate is higher, even though it might not necessarily be. So because of that, make sure that you are always looking in your traffic sources report for your click-through rate, and that's going to tell you how you're performing on search. It's going to tell you how you're performing in suggested. It's going to tell you how you're performing on home pages. And then you also want to make sure that you're looking at the impressions for each one of those as well. And one thing that you're going to notice is that when you are publishing your videos, that when you first publish your video, all of your stats might be inflated, but the more and more people that are interacting with your content, it can start pushing those numbers down, because you're going into, broader audiences with more people and all of that stuff. So because of that, just consider that, with some of the videos that you have with like lower view counts and things like that, even if the click-through rate seems high sometimes, it's just because not a lot of people have interacted with the content. If it's not getting legs, right? It's just because people haven't interacted with the content.
Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs.
So next up, we've got.
Who's up?
Yeah, right here.
I thought
you're saying
you
right
said you
here,
were going to show you the channel, but you didn't show it. Did you mean to show
for
it?
that channel? No, I wasn't. Yeah, I was just looking really quick just to see what it was because he was making YouTube content.
Oh, okay.
But it says, thanks, Jen. 90% are browse features. I've only got 500 subscribers. Yeah, so like those browse features, right? What you want to do is you don't want to look at just like the traffic in total on your channel. You want to look at each individual video and look at the traffic sources for that, and then look at browse features. And then if you change the date sorting on it from since published to since uploaded, then in that case, it's going to make that clickable, and you can click into it and you can see home pages specifically as well in that particular section. And then you can start to get a really accurate picture of what your click-through rate looks like from there compared to impressions. And then you can also start to create baselines based on that in terms of when I publish a video, usually by this many impressions, if it has over, this of a click-through rate and over this of watch time, they typically do okay, compared to if it's massively underperforming there, then maybe I need to make an adjustment of some kind, possibly, right? So that's the approach. FitSeek, pronunciation is FitSeek. They upload 1 time per week or more, been on YouTube for a year or more. They do home workouts and fitness content. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, how can I make my channel even better to get more subs and views? Also to monetize my content with my guides and services. So let's see what you got here.
With their guides and services?
Mm-hmm.
What services do they offer?
About to find out. So it looks like they do fitness stuff. So let's see what they got going on here. Mm-hmm. So the question was, what can they do better here? Okay, full body stretch. I think it's pretty clear here that, it is fitness content. So I think, in terms of the thumbnails, I think you're definitely, kind of focusing on the right stuff here. There are little nuanced things. Like, for example, you can see here the J-Lo booty moves, that the yellow text here on this light background, it's just getting kind of lost in this particular one.
It lacks contrast.
Yeah, it lacks contrast. So what you want to do is you want to make sure, like in comparison, if you look at the text on this one and this one, and then you compare that to the text on here, you can just see how these are popping where this one is just getting lost in there. So what you want to do is when you're making thumbnails, you just want to double check and just make sure if I'm using text, then in that case, is that text standing out? Same thing on this green one right next to it, how the text is like, bam, right in your face. So if you are, using text in the thumbnails, just make sure it does stand out enough. But, make sure that, the text also isn't kind of taken away from the subject in, some cases. But other things that I would do is I would definitely experiment with your content specifically. I would experiment with text and no text on here also, just for the sake of seeing if people do, respond better to text or just the imagery of the fitness stuff, just to see, right? Because it's all, all about grabbing attention. So I would definitely check with those. 10-minute morning routine, boost energy and feel amazing. Yeah, I think what you're doing here is fine. Quick 10-minute stretch and cool down after exercise. I think all of those are fine. JLo's 6-minute booty routine. So one thing that can be helpful when it comes to YouTube is themes. So like here, right? Like this one, even though you do have some videos that have done better, like here, right? Build chest and arms with dumbbells, 10-minute dumbbell workout at home. So since you have that, then, okay, so you do have the dumbbell workout here. So slim waist, strong glutes. So here, build chest and arms with dumbbells, 10-minute dumbbell workout at home. What does this say next? Arm workout with dumbbells. Yeah, just trying to kind of follow that same theme, even doing like the same thumbnail in this case, right? So then you kind of make this a theme of like, here, these are dumbbell workouts. And then here, when you have like the J-Lo secret, so then in that particular case, people know who J-Lo is, and you're saying basically, here's how you can get a similar result. So then finding other celebrities and then doing workouts that can also help kind of make people, be able to get into shape, in a similar way from them also might be something to lean into as well.
Extreme arm burn. Right? You see how your text pops off the screen with that?
Yep.
And your shot that you have in there of yourself showing your arms and a definition in your arms, like that's a great thumbnail.
It is. Yeah. So a few things is I would go through and I would look for things like this. Like, okay, so if this is like my dumbbell workouts, let's find the ones that people responded to best. And using YouTube's ABC testing tool, let me go in and make similar thumbnails that are kind of like this and see if that makes a difference. Of course, the actual content and things like that are going to be a big part of this, but just see if you can get a higher amount of people clicking on it, and to where you can start to suggest that, like, hey, these videos are here together for people that are, you know, coming back and, you know, continuing to watch the videos. Other things that I would experiment with too is like here, because you have a lot of stuff that's zoomed out, which is okay. But when it comes to like suggested videos, for example, some of this is going to get really lost and difficult to see. Home pages are going to be fine because YouTube is doing experiments where sometimes like you'll load YouTube and you just see 2 gigantic thumbnails and you scroll down and like they're so big you almost can't even like see the next row of thumbnails, that kind of stuff. But when it comes to suggested videos, you know, those still do pop up small in some places. So also experimenting with things when you're testing your thumbnails, like for example on this one. Like, you know, experimenting with, you know, maybe cropping the thing in. I think I actually have this option here. Give me 1 second. Let me do overlays. Let me change this to a square. I need to do a rectangle. But like on this one, right, to where you're just kind of cropping in more like this. Oh, it is rectangle. Yeah. You know, kind of cropping in more like this, right? And the whole idea there, and this is all just testing, right? So, hey, let me see if people, you know, are responding better to this. Because this is for lower body and abs. So, you know, in that particular case, maybe this, so you can kind of show like, hey, you know, I'm walking the walk here, and do something more like that so that you're just bigger there, the dumbbell's bigger and all that stuff, so it's just crystal clear at a glance that it has something to do with fitness. Those are the types of things that I would consider with the thumbnails. Any additional thoughts on that, D?
Yeah, the quality of the pictures that you're taking of yourself seems like they could be a little bit low quality based on what I'm seeing on my screen. He's sharing it. It's coming through here and it's feeding through, but it looks like they might be taking with like maybe a lower quality camera on a phone, maybe. If you have the ability, take some updated pictures. Take some updated pictures. If you know someone with an actual camera, see if you can arrange a photo shoot and do an entire, all sorts of different poses, and you can wear like a gray outfit, and you can actually put your same images into something. Well, what's the new one they have?
For what?
Yeah, you can take a picture of yourself, right? So you can do the photo shoot. You have all these different poses. You get your dumbbells. You've got all the different things. You can take that image. Now, Google has a new tool called Nano Banana. You've probably seen videos.
Nuts.
It's absolutely insane. You can upload your picture into Nano Banana.
I'm going to show. I'll just show them here.
Right. So they have a free version. You can use. I think you've got quite a bit of tokens
right now.
It's unlimited for free. You can upload your picture and you can say, change the color of my shirt and shorts to red, and all it will do is change your shirt and your shorts to red. Doesn't change anything else, and it's flawless 90% of the time.
So, for example, right here, so basically I took a screenshot of my video here of me just sitting there, and then I uploaded it into the tool that Dee's talking about, and I just sat there and played with it for a while. But basically it turned that photo into this, and it turned it into this, and then it turned it into this, right? Because I kept iterating it.
That's
right?
hilarious.
And then kept going, got Tupac in there. On the lighting is off on this particular one, so I would have to, kind of keep coaching it along to get the lighting right.
But it all stems from a single image.
Yeah, that single image, and then you can just iterate on it. So some of these I started fresh again with that same image, but you can just keep going, right? So like this one, it took that like side shot. Here, it's like me in a coffee shop, so it distorted me just a little bit here. On that one, same thing with that one. Put like a rhinoceros in there, with me. But yeah, that one doesn't look like me at all. But, I put that in there anyway for fun. Put you in a car. Like, you can do pretty much whatever you want. And then I changed it to this photo. And then from that photo, this one I told it to put me in an airplane, like an empty airplane with like a fisheye lens.
It's like a Beastie Boys
Did
lens.
that, yep.
Yeah.
This one I said meditating on the beach, and it did a side angle, which is pretty cool. And then here, because my eyes are big in that other photo, it made my eyes like big here. And then I had it swap the drink for a guitar and give me a little bit of a smile.
So
but basically, like, you can really in here put me in like a furry, shirt. But you can do all kinds of fun stuff for this. So yeah, super cool tool.
He's recreating his entire image there.
Yeah.
You can only target your clothes.
Yeah.
So you can, have a really nice crisp picture done. And you can do go out, get a photographer, have somebody with a camera, go into a gym or not busy with like someplace you do yoga or something, right? If you're doing dumbbells, so it's clean, right?
Yeah.
You've got a clean environment, maybe a white background or something, right? Like a neutral color, white background, not a lot of busy stuff in the background because you can put text in front of it, right? You don't have to cut yourself out at that point. And you can just upload it and you can say, just change the color of this, change the color of that. So it's not redoing your face. He's doing like a full makeover, but you can target only certain things. Yeah, Nick is a Wookiee. Yes, he is.
Part Wookiee.
Part Wookiee.
Okay, so next up we've got. Yeah, really quick, just kind of recap that one on the for FitSeek. So just remember that when you're making your thumbnails, like you want to just help people identify at a glance. Like the goal of the thumbnail isn't adding a bunch of stuff to it or filling the empty space. It's more about how can I put something in this that's going to help people identify that it's something they might be interested in. And how can I make it look like something that's probably going to be a good experience if they click on it, right? So in terms of trying to make it, look good quality-wise and, things like that. So let's see here. So next question is from Joe Monty Goff. Again, the goal of the channel is to make money. And he says, do you get paid on watch time or by the length of the number of ads shown around your content? What if the viewer skips the ad versus watch the whole ad? So in terms of getting paid, you get paid per ad view. So if somebody comes in and they interact with your content, they may or may not see an ad. That's why you see a lot of content creators that will make the videos longer. They'll try to hit that 8-minute threshold because once you hit 8 minutes, that allows you to be able to add mid-roll ads into your videos. So the whole idea there is to basically make the content 8 minutes, so then you can get more ad views. But keep in mind, that's only if you're adding mid-rolls, right? And if that's the strategy. But the longer it is, the more that you can add in there, technically. And even if you add more mid-rolls in there, YouTube's going to fire them whenever their system thinks is a good fit if you have it set that way, and some of it overrides it too. And in addition to that, just keep in mind, like let's say you have an 8-minute video and you put 4 ads in there. Somebody might see it on the way in, but they may or may not see it. They'll probably get one more, but they may or may not get that other one depending on inventory and things like that. Or they might not get one on the way in because they watched one previously on another channel or another video, and then it might take them, to that third ad that you have in order to actually, trigger an ad. So it's really like finicky on that, or not finicky, but I mean it's it prioritizes the viewer experience, so they say. Next up, we've got Too Good to Mention is the name of the channel. The goal of the channel is to make money. It's a travel channel. And the question is, my channel is in Farsi, although it has an English name. Most of my followers are Iranian with only a small number of foreign viewers. Do you think it's better for me to continue mainly in Farsi, or should I use more English or change the name of the channel to Farsi? If I was speaking in Farsi and I was reaching an audience that was also speaking that language, I would have everything on the channel in that language. And the reason that I would do that is because I would want to have them be able to identify that my content was for them in as easy of a way as possible. And really quick, Renee Ritchie here mentioned some clarity here on the ads. He says ads are based on viewer session, not video. So we could watch both of the same video and get different amounts of ads and in different locations. Next up, we've got Country Boardwalk Studios. They upload when they have time. They do art, journey, and education content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And they say, how bad is my channel going to suffer if I have to go uploading a video once a month now due to family needs instead of weekly or twice a week? It might be for the next 6 months. So it depends on the content, right? Like if the content gets a good response, then in that case, you might be able to just get away with that and it might not make any difference whatsoever. But if you are used to publishing, let's say 4 times per month, and each of those videos does, enough to get you through that month, but then when you publish once a month, it still gets the same response, then your views are going to decrease if those videos that you're publishing still get that same response, but you're doing less of those videos, right? So if you spend a little bit more time on them and make them a little bit better because you're not working on as many videos, but you're still getting something out, then in that case, you might be able to make them better. And then, they might be able to, carry it and keep, things consistently or consistent or even can, make them higher. But if the videos are going to be exactly the same and get the same response, then if you're publishing less, you're likely to decrease in your monthly view count. But like Nikki says here, family comes first. So you got to do, what you got to do in that situation and make sure that, you take care of that and make that the priority. And then YouTube would come second, after that.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Life gets in the way sometimes.
It does. Next, we've got Build Wealth Finances, and they upload one time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for less than a month. What are you going to say?
Just going to say, it's unfortunate that as creators, we feel like we're going to be penalized if we take time off. Mm-hmm. That's just a bad feeling to have, regardless if it happens or not.
Right.
It's that fear that you have, like you put in all this work, and you're like, yeah, I'm doing everything. I'm following everybody. I'm doing the thing, putting in all this work to make it happen, and you're like, yeah, I have to step away for like a month. That's terrifying.
Yep. The downside is, though, it's not a penalty. It's just that you're not plugging into the system anymore. Yeah. Right. Like you're reducing how much input you're giving, and because of that, but things just start. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you should be fine, but it's just it's just unfortunate that we have that fear. That if we step away for a period of time, that we might lose it. But that's just a scary feeling to have.
Sure. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, but the channel here, back to the name here, is Build Wealth Finance, has been on YouTube for less than 1 month. The type of content is gaming, talking about life, investing, and finances.
What?
The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I get 10% click-through rate on my last 3 thumbnails and 50% watch time, but I'm getting like 50 to 150 impressions. Why is YouTube not testing my content? They are. They're testing your content. That's why you're getting 50 to 150 impressions. But based on who it is that they're showing the content to, you're just not competing with other content as well as you need to. So the 10% click-through rate, keep in mind that with that few impressions, you don't have many people, interacting with the content. And because of that, it's easier to hold those high numbers. So when it comes to YouTube for your particular content, the groups are showing it to, you need better numbers than that, or they need to respond better than that in order for you to break through that. So it's not that YouTube isn't testing the content, they are. It's just that people are not responding to that content in the way that they need to in order for YouTube to say, hey, people are really digging this, let's show it to more people, right? So that's a thing. And this part's a really hard thing when it comes to YouTube because, we like to put the thing on YouTube. Like, I think it's Todd.
Beaupre?
Yeah, he says that it's funny that when a content creator is just rocking, they're never like, oh yeah, YouTube's like, blowing my channel up. They're like, yeah, I'm making all the right decisions. I'm doing all the right things. People are loving my stuff. They're loving what I'm putting out.
Doing the things.
But when their channel's having a hard time, it's always YouTube's fault, right? It's always YouTube that's doing the thing in that case. But that
sounds exactly like something the person who makes
does all the algorithm stuff.
The person who writes the algorithm would say, right?
But it's the feedback. It's the feedback they get, though, right?
Yeah.
The hardest thing for us as content creators is to acknowledge that almost always, things, there are bugs and things like that from time to time, but, just acknowledging that, that the performance that we get on our videos is based on the decisions that we make around the content that we're producing. It could be that the topic doesn't land. It could be that the way we've packaged it isn't right. It could be that we've made some mistakes in the video content itself. It could be that we're just, lazy. I fall into this sometimes too, that we're just lazy about putting the content out and, we just don't put the effort into it that we need to in order to make it more competitive. There's all of these reasons.
And
right?
It could be YouTube.
Right. So I said
Dr. Stin is a perfect example of that.
Right.
But he stuck it out for years.
Right. But but as a part of that, though, he also had to lock down on the content. Right. So he was in that situation.
Locked down on the content.
He wasn't. The situation that he ended up in was because he made content on something that was outside of what he was actually trying to do.
Right. But
that video blew up, and then YouTube's like, hey, people are enjoying this content. So then he tried to show those people the content that he was making, and it didn't work out for him. So that was also, on him, but he ended up, finding his way out of it.
It worked out.
Right.
But it took a lot longer than it should have.
Yep. So let's see here. So next up on the list here, we've got Ryan Darks. Ryan Darks They upload every other day, but on YouTube for a year or more. They have a Minge Fashions channel. The goal of the channel is to make money. See, I just want basic ideas on how to grow faster and how to grow my monetization. So if you want basic ideas, here's what you got to think about. One, you have to get super clear on who it is that you're making content for. You have to get clear on what those people care about, what those people like, what they don't like, the things that they respond to, the things that they don't. Go and look at all of the other channels who make content like yours. Look at big channels. Look at channels that are just a little bit bigger than you that are getting views on their content. Look at channels that are kind of in the middle between the biggest channels and the ones that are just a little bit bigger than you. Look at all of the ones in the middle and go and look at what it is that they're doing and compare what it is that you're doing. One of the best things that you can do, in my experience on YouTube, is pull up their stuff and compare it side by side with what it is that you're doing. Yes, we're going to do things in our own unique ways, but there are things that stand out. So pull up their thumbnails next to yours and say, are there, what are they doing in their thumbnails that I'm not doing? Look at their titles. What are they doing in their titles that I'm not doing? How are they packaging this whole thing up? How are they presenting it all? How are they using their thumbnails and their titles together as a team to win the click? Once somebody clicks in their videos, the first 5 seconds of their video, what happens compared to the first 5 seconds of my videos? The first 10 seconds of their videos, what are they doing that I'm not doing? The first 30 seconds, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And so on. You rinse and repeat that through the whole thing. How are they ending their videos? How am I ending my videos? When are they publishing? When am I publishing? Like all these things. But you go through that process of, let me understand what's happening around the type of content that I'm making, and let me make sure that what it is that I'm doing is competitive. And then at that point, once you start doing those comparisons, as long as you're not so into what it is that you're doing that you're like, hey, my stuff's just better by default. Right. So because I'm making it, it's just better because it's all made to my biases based on the things that I like. As long as you're not that person, then in that case, you can look at what all of these other channels are doing. You can start to pick up a pattern. Okay, when they start their videos, they all seem to do something like this, or most of them seem to do something like this. When they are making their thumbnails and titles, they're all doing things like this. When they get to the end of their videos, people are doing things like this. When they're telling stories or not, they're all doing things like this. And it really helps you be able to identify things that you need to start doing, because the people that are setting the precedents for your niche, those people are doing those things and people are responding to it for the same people that are watching your type of content. So because of that, those comparisons can really make a big difference when it comes to, learning what it is that people in your niche respond to.
Next.
And Renee mentions right here, he says, if your goal is purely view growth, make sure every single video appeals to the exact same audience so that it's a zero risk, no brainer for anyone who loved the last one to click on the next one. Yep. All right. So next up, we've got Jdell Rocks. Jdell Rocks uploads 1 time per week or more. They do mandala painting tutorials.
Oh, we've had them on before.
Yep. And the question is, I'm improving quality on a video, audio, thumbnails, titles, etc. I need a number in analytics, something I can monitor to see if my changes are good or bad or what. I'm driving myself nutty. Okay, so here's what we want to look for. Go right now and you want to mark down the view duration of your videos in terms of the watch time that you're getting when somebody goes into your videos. Start tracking that. That's going to help you know if you're improving on the video content itself, because as people are interacting more, then if that number increases, then that means that you're getting people to watch for a longer period of time. So that is your average view duration. And then you want to look at your click-through rate on your videos compared to the impressions. And if you're getting more people to click continuously, then that means that you are increasing the people that are, clicking on your videos. And that can be because of the topic. It can be because of how you're, putting your thumbnails together, your titles. But if you're getting more people to click, then that's the thing. So what you can also do is inside of your YouTube analytics, you have comparison tools. So you can go in and you can click on one video, you can hit the compare option, you compare that to another video, and you can say like, hey, this is a good video, this is a bad video. What do the numbers look like there? And you can start to get real numbers on your own content based on how people have responded differently to, the different decisions that you're making. But basically, those are the things that you want to keep an eye out for. And in addition to that, impressions is also a really big deal. So, looking at impressions to see, like, okay, when I'm publishing these and people are starting to respond to them better, am I also getting more impressions? Because when you're getting more impressions, that means that based on the feedback that YouTube is getting, that it's getting more positive. So therefore, they're trying to show your content to more people. So that's the idea when it comes to things to, you know, to track.
Next. Yeah, I remember they made some amazing art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. Yep. Yeah. And on that note, I do want to let you know, if you are a, you know, content creator that's new, or you're, you know, struggling with what it is that you're doing, you're kind of hitting those walls. Just want to remind you that YouTube is a learning curve. So, you know, just like anything else that you're going to do, if you're starting a new job, new hobby, you're learning how to play an instrument, you're trying to get fit, anything like that, you know, there's a bunch of stuff that you have to learn about it. And YouTube is the same exact way. You know, it's really easy when it comes to YouTube to see other channels that are thriving and just assume that when you publish a video that YouTube just, you know, they just shower views on channels, but it doesn't work that way. YouTube is a gigantic competition, and they prioritize content that their viewers respond to, because viewers are the priority on YouTube. So because of that, if you're not getting the results that you want now, you have to work really hard on making sure that you're coming up with good video ideas, that you're packaging in terms of the thumbnail and title, that you're packaging that content so that people can identify it and be compelled to click on it, and that once they come into your video, they have the best experience possible that you're able to give them at this moment in time. And then you continually work on the skills involved in doing those things until you get your content to a level that is competitive within their, or more competitive within their system. So then you can increasingly raise the view counts on your videos. So hang in there. You got this. It is challenging, and it's tough, and sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's frustrating, but you can do it. If us knuckleheads can, you know, do this, you can do it too. So hang in there. You got this. Have a great weekend. Remember, if you haven't yet, make sure you check out my New Creator app. You can find that in the App Store under New Creator. It's an app that I made for YouTube content creators. So it's named New Creator, but even if you've been on YouTube for a while, you can still use this. I'm actually probably going to change the name if I'm honest. But when it comes to New Creator, a bunch of helpful tools in there to help you come up with great video ideas, test your thumbnails. I got checklists in there, the glossary like I showed you before, a place to store and organize all your video ideas, like all this stuff that you need to manage and grow your channel and to grow. But you can try that for yourself at newcreator.app, or learn more at newcreator.app. So make sure that you go and check that out. I have a pinned link at the very top of the chat right now. So have a great weekend, D.
Have a great weekend. Good stream.
Yep, good stream. And
week,
we will see you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. So, yeah, so we'll see you then. Take care.
Cheers.
Hit the sub button, hit the like button. If you're having fun, comment, type something. If you're laying back, leaning and engage, just take a second, just smash the whole page.